Welcome back to 10 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Robert Real, and sitting across from me is my co-host, Adam Nilsson. And then on Zoom, we have somebody else. And so, exciting news, Adam.
Okay.
Exciting news.
Yes, you said you had a thing.
I had a thing. So, it is episode 300.
Oh, fuck, it is, isn't it?
This is such a big deal.
This is a big deal.
And I was talking to James from Kangan Motorsports, and we were talking about how big of a deal this was.
That we're not
that we were
barely even going to mention.
Yeah, we were going to talk about what we were going to do is we were going to just ignore anything that's going on in the real world. We're going to get Michael back on the show, and we were going to talk about reminiscing of how far the podcast has come in 300 episodes.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was such a good idea. And we're not doing that.
No.
Instead, we have Eman. And we're going to talk about Heartland Park.
I tried to get Michael back to go to Heartland Park.
I know you
apparently
did.
I contacted him.
He'll respond.
I didn't realize that you were a medium.
Yeah, I mean, you get the practice of it.
No,
when you get
I think that flew right
house.
over his head.
Yep.
It took me a second. I was like, what?
A medium? I don't wear a
I'm
medium.
definitely a double XL. I'm not a medium. I'm not Dalton over here.
Yeah, but he's not a medium either. Let's be real here.
He was wearing a Kangan Motorsports shirt in
I
medium
know
all
he
weekend.
was. I was laughing about it. Jesus Christ.
Makes it more aerodynamic.
Fucking
It holds it all in.
Yep.
Who was it? Was it Dusty that said something about, oh my God, I've never seen Dalton wearing normal jeans before?
No.
Or somebody
did.
said
Somebody
something
did.
about the fact that Dalton
he doesn't wear
wasn't.
normal jeans.
Well, he wasn't wearing bedazzled jeans.
He likes them tight and he likes
Yeah,
them
but they're like
bedazzled.
carpenter pants.
He does wear the carpenter
That's
pants.
because they're
like,
free at
somehow
work.
They're like skinny jeans above the knee. They're skinny jeans above the knee and boot cut below the knee somehow.
I'm wearing the same. So
See the camel tail.
They are the worst fitting pants of any pants.
So when you buy the actual work jeans from Carhartt, because I'm wearing a pair right now, I fucking hate them.
Yeah, they're the worst.
And that's what he's wearing too, except his are the FR ones because that's what his work provides him. Do you not know this story?
No.
So the Wells Blue Bunny provides him say 5 or 6 pairs of jeans every week. On Monday,
So that he can
because
they wash them and
so
give him
they're
more?
FR, they're flame retardant.
Yes.
And so they have to be dry cleaned. And so you bring yours in and they'll give you a new set. So that's just all he wears now.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? They're free. That's the perfect track weekend pants.
He says, I know they don't fit me for shit and they look stupid as fuck, but they're free, so I don't care.
I don't blame him one bit. Not one bit.
I've seen his Facebook before he worked at Blue Bunny.
Yeah.
And I mean, him dressing himself wasn't great either. Let's be real.
We used to give him so much shit about those bedazzled jeans. Katie bought a pair and I sent a picture to him look,
They're just like yours.
Katie and Dalton have the same jeans.
Yeah.
He's like, I buy them on eBay. I get a deal on them. Yeah, but you can buy ones that don't have that too, dude. You're making the conscious decision to wear that.
He likes the skinny jeans.
I mean, just like his fire suit.
Oh yeah, but that's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still bought one with bedazzled on it.
Is it?
Yeah, its pockets have little things.
Do they really?
I didn't realize
Jesus
that.
fucking Christ. I just thought you meant that it was ill-fitting. That's because he's had too many breakfast burritos.
He didn't wear it this weekend because it doesn't fit anymore. I thought it was because he didn't bring the stacker. He's like, no, I don't fit.
Oh.
Oh, poor Dalton.
Yep. Not here to defend himself. Oh well. But
He's at home drinking cheap stones and making his fire suit fit even less.
That is true.
Oh, what the... My hand is cramping.
You're just sitting there.
I know.
You are getting old.
Yeah, but you don't know what he did in the truck on the way over.
That's none of my business. That's none of my business.
Driving.
And no kink shaming.
That's terribly illegal. Besides, this is my right hand. I'm not right-handed.
Well, that's right. You're left-handed.
That's crazy talk.
I got a gift, Adam.
We got a gift, Robbie. We're going to make E-Man sit through this bullshit.
Yep. So, everyone knows that we have fans that send us things. And
Or deliver us things, as the case
or deliver
may be.
us things. So, I don't know if this is an apology or just a salt on the wound.
Oh, it's definitely not an apology.
So, everyone knows that West Case intentionally hit me.
That's
in
the
the
narrative
door.
we're spinning here. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, He pushed another car into your
Yeah,
door.
so he could blame the other car.
To be fair, he didn't hit you. He pushed
another.
a relative stranger,
Yeah.
a person in his rookie GLTC race.
Yep, just blindsided him,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Slammed into my car.
Just close the door.
It's a mirror. It's a miracle. I walked away unscathed.
There's a reason that your car says Wes was here.
It does say that in
Right on
marker,
the door.
right on the door. Wes was there, and Wes just pour salt on the wounds. I highly doubt this is an actual apology. Has decided to send us a package of
Stuff.
This is clearly a drink, and this
It came from VAT 19, which is the stupid,
the novelty drink.
the novelty food and drink and make my life miserable place.
Yep. So there's at least 6 bottles. Are they all different? Are they the same?
I don't know, Robbie.
Well, this one explicitly is different
Are you sure?
because it came into a package by itself.
Oh my gosh, I can't get this open.
I even cut it.
Oh, there we go. I'm strong, Robbie.
Careful with your cramped hands.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Are they all different colors?
Yeah, well, I don't know. This is
Those are all different.
Leroy's Fixins.
Ugh.
These are the terrible ones.
All right, let's at least open them and see
One
what
of
they
these
are.
is ranch, Robbie.
We've had that
You've
one.
had that one.
Yeah.
There's the ranch one. Told you.
All right, we've had ranch before.
Lester's Fixins. There's ranch.
Ranch dressing soda.
Peanut butter and jelly. That one sounds
We've done that one.
Doable.
Because it doesn't taste like peanut butter and jelly.
okay. This one, there's bacon.
Have we done bacon?
We have not done bacon.
All right, that's
So I have these at home because Jim sent these to me too. Because our
right.
people, is that buttered corn?
mustard.
Oh, that's disgusting. I've never seen that.
I've never had this one.
God damn it. This one is sweet corn then. It's corn.
Clean burning ethanol. That's what that
literally
is.
all I know.
Got the juice.
I'm mad at corn right now because there's like a 3-foot tall drift of corn bullshit in my driveway right now. Pumpkin pie and buffalo.
All right, we've had the buffalo.
Buffalo.
I've had the ranch
I
dressing.
gave you the buffalo.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I've had peanut butter and jelly. Mustard,
Oh,
I
God.
for sure haven't had.
There's cardboard falling out of the sky. I've never even seen mustard.
I don't want it.
I don't like
It's normally
mustard.
next to ketchup, yellow.
Yeah, but it's
goes on
just.
stuff.
Is this gonna be too spicy, Adam, for you?
I don't know. I don't eat mustard. I don't have any idea.
All right, mustard it is.
I kind of actually want to try this corn one.
All right, corn and
So
mustard.
back in the day, you used to be able to buy
Here, hand me your glass.
buttered popcorn dum-dums,
Oh yeah, because
and I fucking loved those.
how much do you want? All of it?
No, I don't want any of it.
Well, I don't want there to be
Robbie.
wasted. Adam,
Want none.
we gotta finish it.
No, we don't.
You can't start a bottle and not finish it. It's
This
a party
is
foul.
Wes's money, not
Why?
mine.
For those watching at home,
This
it
looks
looks like antifreeze.
no, it looks
but
like
like-
mellow yellow. Or
But when you
Mountain Dew.
pour it in there, it like it's all it's a weird.
fizzes.
Yeah, no, it doesn't just fizz, but like it looks like it's creamy.
that just looks like Mountain Dew or mellow yellow.
No, it does
Yeah,
not.
it does.
You can see through
It's
Mellow
fine.
Yellow or Mountain Dew. This is like
It's fine.
what's it smell like?
I can't smell anything. My nose is really plugged right now.
Not good. It does not smell good, Adam. I'm
I
regretting.
can't smell. Oh! Oh!
It smells like a mustard soda fart. It's not,
Watching
It
this live
smells
is
like
great.
fart. It really does.
it's not good. I can smell the mustard.
It smells like fart and not.
Mustard man. All right.
Are we just doing this?
I'm so mad at myself for how much I poured in here. I am.
You don't have to finish it, Robbie.
Yeah, but we gotta pour other drinks. We can't. COVID, man. We can't share.
Well, you shouldn't have poured it into yours.
We could pour it into one and then whatever.
Because then you could have
Drink
just
it, so you try
you
to
could have
bottle.
gave me one bottle and you could have had the other bottle.
That's for future bottling. All right.
I won't.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that could be worse. That could be a lot worse.
what is that? It's so
It's
sweet.
mustard.
It's pure cane sugar. It doesn't have a nutrition. Oh yeah, it does.
It's so sweet.
170 calories.
I don't know. Is that a lot? I don't
Yes.
know.
Actually, no, because the Mountain Dew is like 300.
How much is bacon?
It is 42 grams of sugar for this bottle.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
It's a lot of sugar. It's that first, when it first hits your tongue, not good.
No.
But the sweetness sticks around.
Yeah, sweetness definitely sticks around a lot
I appreciate
longer.
that.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the mustard soda pop.
No. Sweet corn can't be any better.
Yes, it can.
I desperately hope that it tastes like buttered popcorn Dum-Dums.
No, it's going to taste like buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies. And
those are fine, too.
No, they're not.
Those were fine.
No, they're not.
Have you ever had
sugar is in the buttered popcorn one?
Ugh. It's got to be 42 grams.
Yeah, 42. They're all the same, it appears.
Okay.
Total sugars, 42 grams, including 42 grams of added sugar.
You don't say.
No natural sugar in here.
They're all 42 grams. Doesn't matter what.
They're all 170 calories.
So it's a lie.
I'm sure it is.
They're like, yeah, sure, 42.
Yeah, whatever. Close enough.
It's the answer to everything in the universe, isn't it?
It's not like everybody actually. It's not like anybody drinks buys one of these and drinks it every day.
You don't know
God,
that.
could you imagine
You don't know that.
person? You just really enjoy one of these flavors and you just have a whole bunch of them in your fridge.
Yeah, I got my six.
You want a soda?
I got my six pack.
I got some Lustard's
but
mustard.
Like the peanut butter and jelly one's not bad.
No, because it's actually because it tastes a lot like what you call jelly.
Yeah,
because it's just like a fruity.
Yeah, it's kind of got a fruity.
Why did you phrase it like that? It tastes a lot like what you would call jelly. Why is that how you phrased it?
Well,
it's funnier that way.
Everyone knows preservatives are the right answer. The jelly is for wackos.
No,
Yep.
Jam
or preservatives for sure.
You want to know the difference between jelly and jam? Never mind.
You're just gonna leave me hanging
I
like that?
I can't. That's not a joke I can say on the podcast.
Oh,
not at all.
Is it racially insensitive?
No.
Oh.
It's just
No. Can't jelly something into something.
I thought for sure I was going to get fired when I said that at work one time.
Oh no!
And the original joke was, "What's the difference between peanut butter?" Yeah, no, and jelly and jam. Jelly and jam.
Yeah. So what's the difference between jelly and jam? You can't jelly blank into blank. I learned that in jail.
I believe that.
Fucking drifters, huh?
Yeah, jail.
Jesus Christ.
Well, then the funny thing was, half of us had never heard it. So the entire rest of the internship I was on, anytime we had to force anything or jam anything, we would use the word jelly. I'll just jelly it in there. I thought for sure I was getting fired. Because we were in the office, and as much of us engineers, of course. And then one of the girl was married to one of the other engineers, and she was eating lunch with all of us. And they told me to tell her the joke because she'd never heard it either.
Oh God!
So I did.
And you were an intern?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
And she did.
Apparently, he didn't like being one.
The Bobcat?
No, this is at Power Film Solar.
Oh, you were fine at Power Film.
Yep.
You weren't getting
But
fired.
her and I hadn't really ever spoken, just because she was in HR.
Oh no!
You told the joke to an HR? Oh my God!
So then, but she didn't know what to say or respond, so she just quietly sat there. I didn't get fired. It's fine.
I have a terrible joke that another guy I work with told to HR, but we're not going to.
Oh no! Come on, now we got to.
Yeah, we're already doing the jelly and jam jokes.
But it's a very specific, aerial telecommunications construction thing.
So it's very internal. We're not going to get it
Probably.
because we're stupid. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's.
You called us stupid, Eman. We're too stupid to understand.
Well,
we're too stupid to understand the
even,
joke.
yeah, for sure.
I've got plenty of jokes here. Plenty of dad jokes. As a father to be, in the next month or two.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready.
So
Bert and Ernie are walking down the street. Bert turns to Ernie and goes, "Hey man, you want to get some ice cream?" And he goes, "Sure, Bert."
Terrible.
So there's those stupid Facebook reels where those two guys sitting on like on a dock or on a beach or something. They're always sipping coffee, and they tell each other like terrible dad jokes, and then try not to laugh at them.
Okay.
Have you ever seen
No,
those?
I don't have those. I don't follow those things.
Oh, you should, because it's amazing.
Okay.
It's literally the highest of comedy. And I saw one today where the guy goes, "Yeah, I got fired from my job at the bank. Lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her."
Fucking so stupid.
That's so funny.
Those are the best jokes.
That's
Why
the
do firefighters
best.
wear red suspenders?
Why?
Their pants up.
How many people are dead in that graveyard?
All of them?
All of them. Duh. I have a dad joke book in my work truck.
Of course you do.
I found one in the library while I was in jail.
I feel like we're learning a lot about eBay in here.
I like how open you are about your time in jail.
It made me who I am. We'll go there.
A hipster?
A drifter?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that was a
Why
sign.
am I friends with you guys?
You drove halfway across the country to hang out with
Hey,
us.
you were the one who said that you are a hipster and therefore have terrible lighting in your house. That's not my fault.
Almost all of our light bulbs are Edison like LEDs. They're all like,
You actively chose to make your house darker.
yeah, but it looks cool.
Function
white
over
walls.
form. He's a drifter,
Yeah,
okay?
I get it.
We've got white walls and like really dark stained wood and trim. It's a 100-year-old house. Our ceilings are black, like upstairs. All of the ceilings are black because
Just
they're
like my
like
soul.
tall. Our house is cool.
Why? I don't think I've ever seen someone paint their ceilings black.
I have.
Well, when you have 10-foot ceilings, you
It seems
paint
like
them
something
black.
Boone
Or
would
9-foot.
Boone's basement has black something, I think.
Yeah.
I think this.
We've got like crisp white walls, dark wood, dark floors, dark trim, crisp black ceiling. Looks cool. And then our house is full of tattoo artwork.
That's cool.
And ferns, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of.
Lot of plants. My wife loves plants.
See, when I moved into this house, I walked into the basement and was like, "This is a really ugly green. I'll fix that." And like 5 years later, I never touched it.
It's still that ugly.
Same thing with the
Weird.
living room. I walked into the living room and went, "That's a lot of blue on the wall. I should fix that." Never fucking touched it.
Painting is the worst.
I watched you just touch that wall, so bullshit.
Never fixed it. Whatever.
There's a green accent wall in my house that I haven't fixed either, Robbie, and I've lived there almost 10 years. So, and you know how I feel about green.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so we're gonna try this buttery popcorn.
I guess
Do you want me to? All right, I'll finish it.
you're gonna finish that.
I got It's for the fans,
Well,
and I'll do anything for the fans.
I won't.
We know.
Clearly.
It's not good, man. It's not.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's like the nice thing is that the aftertaste isn't bad because
Yeah.
if it stuck around, that'd be really
Yeah,
bad.
no, you're
But it's like that first,
That's
like
what she said.
rude.
not to me.
Sweet corn. How do you use one of these?
You're definitely not doing it right.
I'm not,
Show me you've never. Show me you've never opened a glass bottle.
should I just twist this?
No, they
my
don't.
God. You drink
Oh,
root
they are
beer that
twist
has Pop-Top
offs.
sometimes.
Huh?
Don't root beer have pop top sometimes? What are you doing?
I don't buy it in bottles. As far as I'm concerned, if you can't buy it in cans, I'm probably not going to drink it.
It's always
IBC.
better in a glass bottle.
No way, dude.
Always.
Things are way better in tall boys. Tall boys are the best way to buy things.
No,
Cheap
glass.
stones,
I've
root
watched
beer,
you-
etc.
I've watched you drink glass bottles of root beer.
I'm
before.
not saying
Don't lie
that
to
that's
me.
not what I'll do. I'm saying that's how I want it.
IBC root beer is like the best root beer, and that's
I mean, you're not
bottle of
right about that statement in any way, shape, or form, but
It is one of the top.
it's fine.
Pour me some sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
It's one of the top for a largely produced one.
Why is my dad calling me? He knows what I'm
What are you doing? I don't want that much.
No. First of all, why is your dad not a part of this? You put him on speaker
Because he didn't bring the Tempest to Topeka. That's why he's not on the show.
Jerk.
I
It
would.
also doesn't help that Dalton completely called him the wrong name.
What?
I mean, he used to be a lot less cranky about that sort of thing.
He called him Rainier, like
Well,
like
yeah,
the
like the
mountain
beer.
in Washington.
No, like the beer.
for the beer. But there's also
Because let's
Mount
be real
Rainier.
here. Dalton doesn't know there's a mountain in Washington called Mount Rainier. He knows about the beer.
Either way, he
So
called
he-
him Rainier.
But he's known him for like 30 years.
My dad?
Yeah.
Definitely not known Dalton for 30
Oh,
years.
I thought you guys have been friends since way back.
Dalton's not even 30.
This year at Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, I didn't move to Sheldon until I was like 12.
But he still knows him for
I
like
didn't meet Dalton until
15
I was
years.
like... I probably never even hung out with Dalton. Well, no, I didn't hang out with Dalton when I was in high school because he wasn't in high school when I graduated.
My God, he's young.
Yeah.
Grow up,
Yeah.
Dalton.
I'm old.
I at least when I don't know how to pronounce your dad's name, I just don't say it.
So you just call him Dad.
Yeah, Adam's dad.
Says it
Yeah,
right on
your
his
dad-
shirt.
Your dad shut him down real fast. Dalton calls him Rainier.
Oh,
And-
oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible.
Is it worse than the mustard?
Yeah, I'd rather drink the mustard.
It doesn't smell worse though. You know what it smells like?
Like butter.
Like clean burning ethanol.
No, it does not.
Actually, it smells like cream corn.
Are your dogs doing hot laps?
Yeah, probably.
Weird.
Yeah, burn off that energy somehow.
That was worse. I'm really sad.
It just looks like you guys are drinking pee.
That's because it is like pee. It sticks around a little bit more than the mustard.
That one's not good.
But you were excited about it.
I was hoping that it wouldn't suck, Robbie.
This does taste like corn.
Yeah, maybe.
This one does taste like sweet corn
Yeah, maybe.
with a shitload of sugar.
Right, which I've never like sprinkled sugar on my sweet corn.
Whatever, dude.
Robbie would do something like that, though.
Dude, I put sugar in
Yeah,
it.
probably.
Yeah, he loves sugar. How he maintains that physique with his diet,
It's
I'll
because
never understand.
this body takes sugar and turns it into energy.
So does every other body.
That's why I'm so busy all
Sort
the
of.
time, and I just burn calories because of the sugar energy. That's what I tell my brain, and it's mind over matter. That's how that works.
I don't think that's how that
Yeah,
works.
when I'm at
This
McDonald's,
sounds like some pseudo
when
nutrition bullshit.
when I'm at McDonald's, I'm like, this will give me energy, and then my body extracts the energy from it, and then just gets rid of all the fat. It's in my head. That's how that works, Adam. Duh. Mind over matter. And mass.
I'm not buying this now. God damn it.
Damn, that was good.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm just gonna pepper those in throughout this episode
I think so. This is terrible.
as he takes another drink.
I don't want to be wasteful. This is Wes apologizing for smashing into my door and quarter pound.
Is it weird? Is it weird that it's making me thirsty watching you drink something I know you don't like?
Yeah, that is weird.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep, that's a lot of corn. Don't like
Let's-
it. No more corn.
Let's talk about race car stuff.
Okay.
This podcast is already longer than I wanted it to be.
Oh, I do have one other thing.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to talk about factor fabrication
Yes.
this week, don't we?
Yep. Oh, no, I lost it.
Fucking booty.
Adam, do the factory fabrication spiel. I forgot.
I don't have a factor fabrication spiel. Call Booney, get your terrible, uncomfortable chairs made, and tell him I sent you, and he'll for sure cut you a deal.
Tell the people his address.
All right, so Booney was so happy about this that on the show for how long I've been saying like if you need to get caged or railed, you
Yep.
call Booney.
Yep.
Well, somebody put a cage in the back of their van,
Like
a proper
like a Savannah or like a newer GM cargo van.
Yep.
Put a proper cage in the back of this thing.
Yep. So it's got walls and then just like what you would see in jail. Eman.
I can't see the picture, so I don't know. I can't confirm.
You have to watch on the YouTube channel. So, but it is a proper cage in the back of this van. So either this person is, I assume,
Up to no good.
up to no good because everyone knows Des Moines is a sex trafficking hub, or
That is true, actually. That is one of our claim to fames.
it's where I-80 meets I-35. You could be anywhere in the world, in the country, in about 6 hours. Or
Not Ohio.
this is for dogs,
Thank God, right?
right?
Am I right?
Can you imagine how bad it would be?
If we were that much closer.
Ugh. I would rather be in a cage.
You walked into that one. You practically are when you're in Ohio.
But yeah, so I assume this is for dogs, but it's a proper cage in the back of their van.
Hey, Robbie, we don't kink shame.
We don't.
You don't know what they do with that cage.
It's got a lock on it,
That has a hell of a lock on it.
like a proper lock.
And then the back windows on the van have like pull down camper shades on it. They're definitely up to no good. You took another drink? Why do you do this to yourself?
It's just I'm thirsty.
Then have some pumpkin pie.
All right. I hate.
You're gonna have 3 bottles open.
I hate pumpkin pie. I don't even like. No, I don't like.
What?
I don't like pumpkin pie.
Have the peanut butter and jelly.
I don't want to be wasteful, but I won't finish.
What do you
it.
mean don't want to be wasteful? You're
not
just going to throw the rest of them away.
Nah, I'm gonna finish it. So if you need a cage in the back of your van for whatever reason, factoryfabrication.com.
Do it there, Adam.
Trying to figure out how this works.
He doesn't understand how a wine opener works.
Oh, I know how a wine opener works. I'm just not any good at it.
You clearly didn't know how to open a bottle with it.
Well, you do it like this. Yeah, okay, so it's fine.
No, I want you to try to do it the way you did it last
Overhand.
It would work eventually if you pull hard enough. It would work.
Whoa.
No, it won't.
Why not?
You were going the wrong way.
It'll work eventually.
Some people's kids.
We know whose kid it is.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Robbie, what'd you
Some people's
do
kid.
at the beginning of the last week?
So on Monday and Tuesday, we were testing at Autobahn. I'd never been to Autobahn.
That's true. You haven't been to Autobahn, have you?
Never been.
Been there 3 times. It's always approximately the surface of the sun in Joliet, Illinois. As
No,
far
no,
as
it's
I'm concerned.
freezing cold.
That tracks.
So it was me, Josh, and Booney. We took the NMAX, and we took the NPO1 for some testing. We want to get some seat time in before Sebring. So we were there with Max Track Time. So that's Charlie he races with Stratus Racing. He does a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have him on the show eventually.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been saying that for a couple months now.
We're just so busy.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, maxtracktime.com. So they do basically test days. So it's just you and a handful of other people, basically open lapping. So it's perfect for getting hours of lap times in, making changes, testing, stuff like that. So I wanted to pitch that because
Right.
next
yeah.
year. Next year there's a bunch of dates.
MaxTrackTime.com. We get it, Robbie.
Yep. What was that website again?
MaxTrackTime.com.
So yeah, so we did that with so it was Stratus Racing. There was 9-4 Racing was there. They had their LMP3 car there, so I lusted and drooled on that for a little while.
A Legier.
There was
So cool.
and then there was a couple other like random like
Weird
some
things.
teams and some people there just getting some testing in. So it was probably like 9 or 10 cars on Autobahn South. So I mean it was pretty open track.
Is that the shorter one?
No, the bigger one.
Okay. So that's the one that Gridlife runs then.
The one with the $1 million corner or
Yep,
whatever.
that's Grid. That's
Yep.
one that Gridlife runs.
Really fun track. I really enjoyed that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into, but
Right.
did a session, came in, and went out and like watched a video to kind of pick up what I was missing, and then went out and did another. So I was like, man, this track flows. This is fun.
I think Scott Robertson. I don't think he likes that track,
What?
but he says it races really well.
I can see that. No, I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. Maybe if I did it like for hours more, maybe I'd get sick of it. But I doubt
I
it.
don't think that it's so much that he dislikes the track, as I think he's had a bunch of bad luck there or something like that. Maybe.
That happens. That does happen.
You have bad luck there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so not a whole lot to say. So we went there, got like super fun event just because we were able to like really rub shoulders with Stratus Racing and kind of like sit like where have you had successes, where have you what's worked for you, what doesn't, kind of like walk us through some setup stuff. And like it's cool to have a competitor that's like that open with all of their information. So I mean they want us to continue to improve because the more we push them, the better they're actually going to get. I mean they're clearly leading the pack when it comes to the GTU class,
Right.
but they also don't want to be like, we're going to keep all the cards to ourselves and fuck all y'all.
Right.
So I've always appreciated that about them.
It's more fun to race that way.
Yep. So we were out there making some changes to like suspension setup because we each did a couple sessions, kind of got comfortable with the track, started to really push the car, because it was like 30 something degrees when we woke up in the morning. So it was cold track to start the day. And then, about mid morning, I finally felt like I was pushing the car, getting respectable lap times, I guess, not anything crazy.
Do you know what you were doing for lap times?
I did a
Offhand?
133.8 on my second session.
Okay.
Stratus was down to like the 128s, 127s. I think they were doing like a Thunderhill test with one of their cars, I think. Or what their cars are planning to do a Thunderhill with. So, but then Josh went out, came in.
You were on South?
Yes.
Okay.
The bigger one?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know my directions in Chicago.
Okay.
Why are you going to make fun of me for how slow I am?
Smedgard, so the Gridlife record there.
It's like a minute flat.
The overall, no, that's on North it is. And I saw that one first. I was like, ouch. But the Gridlife record there, set by Smedgard in 2018. I don't think this has been updated because I swear Ferris went faster there at
I
one
would
point.
think so.
But it's a 122.9.
Yeah, that makes sense.
10 seconds faster.
That makes sense.
Which doesn't seem that unreasonable in a, like...
174 horsepower Strat.
Right,
NP1.
compared to like a probably 7-ish 100 horsepower Evo.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With Andy Smedgard behind the wheel. On slicks.
Yeah, he seems to know what he's doing in the car.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
10 seconds isn't that upsetting for considering.
Yeah, and that was my second session ever.
Yeah, right.
But then it stopped being fun. And Josh went out for, I don't know, like 9 laps, came in, said it was down on power.
Tom O'Gorman qualified there at a 132.1.
Of course it did.
Because he's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's not human. It's not fair. So we came in, car was running like shit. Shut it off, wouldn't restart. Went through the car, checked everything. Like, thinking maybe it was like cam sensor, coils, something like. Yeah, it was just weird. I pulled the data, and we were getting. Oh, what was it? The cam sensor was asking for 77.5 degrees of advance.
Oh, okay.
So like,
That's
oh yeah, so the cam sensor's bad. So I go get a cam sensor and throw it in, and that doesn't do anything. Check everything. Finally, we get to the point where it's like, we got to start checking the shit we don't want to check. So we check compression. We got compression. Fucking great compression.
Good.
Great. Good news. And now we have to check mechanical timing. God fucking damn it.
Just so we're all on the record here, I was fully prepared at like 8 o'clock at night on Monday night to jump in my vehicle, drive to your house, get all of the tools you needed to time that thing, and meet you at I-80 truck stop.
Lucky for you is I already had all those tools.
Yeah. I was prepared to do it though, Robbie.
Yeah.
For the content.
Which I appreciate.
Not for you.
No.
For the fans.
For the fans.
Absolutely.
So this is like right before it starts to get dark. And we line up the crank, get out the pin in there so it's where it's supposed to be. Sorry, this is making me burpy. This is Wes's fault.
This is the thing that these people don't understand.
Yeah,
you can't be drinking these carbonated drinks on
and
a
then try to do a podcast.
And then you have to take like 3/4 of the bottle and drink it.
No, Wes. Not only does Wes destroy my car, he does this to me. Just, I don't know what he's up to get me. You know what I mean?
Some fucking South Dakotans, man. They're always up to no good.
Yep.
They're only like a half a step higher than Ohioans, basically.
Meth. They're on it.
Yeah. That was their slogan at one point, even. They ran like some ad campaign.
Yeah, it was an anti-drug thing.
Yeah,
it was like, meth, we're on it.
We're on
it. That's not what it
They
means.
even had shirts.
Yeah.
I've tried to find them.
So yeah, it's starting to get dark out. We line the crank up to where it's supposed to be, pull the valve cover off, and they're going to slide the tool in to see like where the locks the cam's in place, and it's off by like the whole thing's rotated like 20 degrees. Like it's way the fuck off.
How can it be that far off?
And
still not make contact?
Miracle.
Did it
fucking miracle.
Did it come out enough that it didn't? Like if it would have done half that, it would have?
I think if it would have gone any further, we would have lost that motor.
I'm surprised you didn't anyway.
I am shocked that we didn't.
Because I always thought that like even just a handful of degrees was enough to ruin an interference motor.
I think the only thing that saved us is that we have OEM cams. I think if we had an aggressive cam that opened up the valves a little bit further, we would have been fucked.
Huh.
So yeah, it was off enough.
So how did that happen?
So what happens is,
what are we doing wrong here?
So what happens is, and I think we figured it out, but so there's a gear that goes on the crankshaft that has a diamond washer on one side that goes up against the crank. Then you got the gear. Then you have another diamond washer. Then you have the crank pulley, and then you have the dry sump pulley. Mm-hmm. What I believe is that it's a. Yeah, I was just walking around. I think that there was like
a drink. I'm sorry.
Look how hipster's house is.
Yep, I know it's terrible.
Lights. Oh god, he even has like those dumb lights that hang down.
Yeah, I know.
Oh god,
Edison
brick
bulbs.
wall. What a douche.
But I think what happened was that I think there was like a tolerance stack up.
Okay.
Between like the.
No, I'm just giggling at you, man.
Just ignore him. Ignore him. Wow, look at me. Look at me.
God damn it.
You're ruining the podcast, by the way.
Sorry.
No, I'm great. It's good. It's good.
The funny thing is that, like, if anybody's watching this on YouTube, they don't see him because we're the ones talking.
Yeah, we're the one making noise. We see that. So I think what happened is that on the dry sump pulley that goes inside, like it nests inside of the crank pulley.
Yeah,
and then the crank pulley sets on the crank shaft. And I think what happened is that there was some, like, I don't know if the crank shaft for the 2.5 to the 2.0 needs to be slightly further back, or if the part that nests inside the crank is like 20 thou too long, so that when we torque everything up, it's supposed to be seating on the diamond washers. But I think what happened was that where the dry sump pulley was mating with the face of the crank, so it was like, I think it was a tolerance stack up thing where that should have been machined back further so there'd be clearance there, so then it would actually seat on the washers. I think that was our problem, is that it didn't seat properly because it crushed up on the face of the crank. So we're talking like a few thousandths.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a tiny little bit.
So we're gonna get that get all that shit off.
How do you fix that?
I think we're gonna machine the face of the backside of the pulley that nests inside the crank to get just a little bit more room so that it nests where it's supposed to.
Well, how do you know how much?
We're going to put tool marker on it, and because it's got like indent marks from where it was torqued down. And we're just going to machine until that's all gone, and then just go a little further. That's the theory. That way, it'll actually seat on the diamond washers the way it was intended to.
Jesus.
Could you use plastic gauge?
We could, yeah. We haven't assembled it yet, so I have plastic gauge. That's a good idea.
You need that when you're rebuilding engines that haven't been checked properly by a machine shop.
I'll have you know that I use that.
I'm sure you do. You should, Robbie.
I do.
Even when you take your engines to the machine shop and have them properly
I still do it.
spec'd, you should still use plastic gauge.
I do.
Good.
I have it. It's
I'm
my
glad.
toolbox. Yeah.
I used plastic gauge on the RB that exploded, so
That says a lot.
didn't work out there.
So yeah, so we got
Don't you know what happened there, though? Wasn't there like a real problem that didn't...
Not particularly.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes and no.
I thought there was some part that you were told was A and was actually B or something like that. That's probably one of your other engines you blew up.
The previous owner rebuilt the engine at some point and machined the crank without me knowing, without letting me know, and there was no real witness marks or anything that would have been like, oh, this has been touched. And I think I technically installed it was I plastic gauged everything out and everything fit according to tolerances, but it had to have just been right on the wrong, right on the the edge of where it should have been. And the tolerances just weren't where they wanted to be. So I don't know. The new bearings lasted maybe 3,000 miles. So it just got the crank machined again, the block line honed, and went with oversized bearings and whatnot. And she's ready to party.
Sounds like a lot of work to put it up for sale.
Right? Mainly just because I wanted Robbie to buy it.
Oh, that seems fair.
Are you drinking out of a red Solo cup, but it's actually not a Solo cup? Like that's actually made of plastic.
A Solo cup.
It's not made of.
It's a Solo cup.
Why are you so wasteful?
It was sitting on the counter.
What makes you think he doesn't wash those and reuse them?
He's not that cheap.
No, I'm not that cheap. You would love to see what my real cups are. I'm just not going to do that to myself right now.
Because they're so hipstery.
No, they're like
Blame my
super.
wife.
No, they're super nerdy.
No way, dude. They're super hipstery.
All right.
Adam's got it.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
What makes them hipster?
Remember this argument we had, this like really long and drawn out argument we had about whether it was a plate or a bowl because his dishes are dumb.
You're right.
Don't you remember that?
Yeah, because it was a bowl.
It was a plate.
No, it was a bowl.
It was a plate.
It was
It had
a plate
sides.
with like a 1-inch brim around it.
That's a bowl.
It's a plate.
It's great for pasta.
It's not nearly big enough for a bowl. It doesn't have enough dish.
It's a terrible bowl, but it's also a terrible plate.
Which
is why a hipster owns it. Because it's not really that good at anything, but it's aesthetically pleasing.
It's a great plate. It has lips, so it doesn't fall off.
It's a really douchey brown. It's the same colors as pleated corduroys.
Wait, first of all, my dishes are black. How dare you?
Okay. So the good news is we didn't lose a motor.
Yeah, thank God too, huh?
Yep. So we came home on Tuesday instead of driving on Tuesday.
So, okay. Refresh here.
Yes.
That motor was in the car at High Plains.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the 2.5.
Correct.
I couldn't remember if that was before or after High Plains.
After.
So that motor has quite a few hours on it.
Yeah, it ran all day Sunday, and then all day Friday, and then obviously we had the fire on
Right.
Saturday. So
But it still ran most of Saturday's race, didn't it?
not quite half.
I mean, that's still more hours than you put on the 350Z last weekend.
That's fair. That is fair. And
It
then
had more hours than Dalton's LS7.
that's also fair.
That might actually be true.
Yeah, that is fair. And then it ran all day Sunday.
And it's got an unknown number of miles on it as well.
It was at least 45,000,
Right. Okay.
which is why the compression numbers were like shockingly impressive. Like really,
That was the engine I'm thinking of, right? The one that Dalton made explode at Mid-Ohio after it got a fresh rebuild.
The LS7 had like 3 hours on it.
maybe.
Yeah, so
Well, okay, the rotating the short block had like 3 hours on it. The heads had more because he had the heads rebuilt when he first bought the car, and so they had quite a few hours on them. But they were rebuilt and supposed to be fixed because that was a common problem, the dropping valves thing.
Yep.
okay. So my joke still stands.
No,
The best part is it's not a joke.
even if even if it didn't, we wouldn't correct you because it's Dalton and we're going to make fun of him.
Yep.
That's fair.
I was going through my pictures from this weekend, and a majority of them were just making fun of Eman.
That's the best pictures. That's what the show should be about.
It usually is, especially when he's not here.
Yeah. So
Bowl or plate?
you're gonna have to post a picture in the group. And I don't have to argue over it.
I will do that when we get done. God damn it.
You got to do that on Sunday after, or you got to do it like Monday or Tuesday of next week after people have had time to listen.
Yep.
All right.
Otherwise, you just throw that out there
Ask me in the
tonight.
group.
No one will have any idea what you're fucking talking
Yeah.
about.
Wait till somebody like calls you out in the group and says, "Where's the picture of this bowl or
You mean
plate?"
plate.
Yep. So
Everybody.
Tuesday, we basically just got up, loaded everything up, drove back to my place, unloaded the car, and immediately took everything apart. So now we're basically retiming it and then putting everything back together. So luckily, that's all it is.
Yeah.
So it could have been a lot worse. But I scumbagged somebody into driving all the way from Riverside to bring me a door for the 350Z.
I mean, sort of.
So I had messaged him a week before
Uh huh.
and was like, "Hey,
Yeah, because James let you down.
James Morgan was going to go. There were two guys in Chicago area that had doors. One had both sides, which I was going to buy both of them.
I mean,
because
if you have it, you don't need it.
Because I raced with Wes, and you never know.
Yeah. Eventually, he's going to be on your passenger side too. I mean, statistically.
I'm going to get a text from me like, "You son of a bitch."
I can't wait.
I know. And then there was another guy that had one, and I messaged both of them and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Joliet. What are the chances I can meet you?" And like, no response whatsoever. Then I said, "James, I can't get a hold of him. You try, because you're right there." And he said you're going to do it.
It's true, he did. I was there for that. The least he could do after making that stupid fucking shirt.
Now we're even, because
the shirt's great.
The shirt is great.
God damn it!
And so he couldn't get a hold of him. So then I get there on Sunday night, and I messaged them both again, saying, "Hey, I'm here, cash in hand," which wasn't true. I didn't have any cash, but I can get cash. I want these doors. And then the one guy gets back to me. He's like, "Well, I only have one door, the driver's side door left, that's in silver." Which, of course, like between 03 and 05, there's like 3 different silvers. Like,
right.
I knew it wasn't gonna be the right fucking one, because I have an 04.
Why would Nissan do that?
I have the 04, which I have the only. I'm pretty sure it's the liquid aluminum color, which was only in 04. The KY0 paint code.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. So I knew damn well it didn't matter what color it was. I'm gonna have to paint it anyways. But
or wrap it.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it for sure. I have plans.
I'm aware. I assume that they're going to spite or upset me in some way.
I know him.
Maybe I should change.
I've decided that I already know what he's doing. He's either doing it in all green or some form of green, or he's doing Gulf just to piss me the fuck off.
Well, now.
Yeah, Robbie, leave it how it is. What your plan is.
Yeah, now I am. So
it's not worth it, Robbie.
I didn't drink it. So
open the peanut butter and jelly
jam.
It's delicious.
I have a nice plastic cup of root beer. It's great.
Yeah, that's a lot of sugar late at night there, Eman.
Root beer
out of your solo cup. God.
So I college again.
Yes. So I finally get a guy to message me back. Are you okay over there?
Why was that so funny?
There was a delay. The college thing was just funny to me.
Because he didn't go to college.
I did too. Wow.
He was too busy in jail.
God.
Some people call it college, some people call it jail, but frankly, you learn lots of stuff in either one.
It's higher education.
Well, maybe it's because he was high beforehand. That's probably why he was in jail.
Wow.
Fucking drifters.
First of all, smokers are jokers.
Hugs, not drugs.
Hugs, not drugs. So I finally get the guy to message me back on. Yeah, Sunday night. He finally got a hold of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he had 135 OBO, and I was like, I'll pay you 135. I don't even care. I know it's got dings and dents on it. It's still remarkably better than what I have. I can fix those little dings. He's like, it's about an hour drive for me one way. And I was like, what's your price delivered to the racetrack? And he goes, $150. Yeah, we'll do that. Are you kidding me? Yeah, $150.
What's $15 between friends? Right?
I thought for sure he was going to be like, $200. But even then, that still would have been cheaper than anything else I have available.
Than E-Man's door.
$350. $350 is kind of like the common price. Like if I go to a junkyard, there was one in Omaha. I can't remember what color it was. It might have been the purple like his. And they wanted $225. And that was the best price I found on anyone anywere. That wasn't beat to shit.
What doesn't make sense is when I bought my door from my accident in my 3BZ.
What were you racing with Eman or West too?
No, he was drifting.
Another 3BZ hit my door, so 2 3BZs needed doors at that point.
Fucking drifters.
But the guy I bought it from was the same guy I contacted for a door for you.
Yep.
And I got it, and he's like, yeah, $200. It's a rare color, And I was like, all right, $200. That's fine. It is the color I need. I don't have to worry about it. Awesome. So then I reach out to him, like a month and a half later. Hey, man, you got a silver door? And he's like, yeah, I got silver doors. I got like 2 or 3 you can pick from. $350. It's a really common color. People need them. I was like, wait. So does the common colors cost more or the unique colors?
Supply and demand, man. The rare car is like, man, nobody fucking wants this damn door. Get it out of my inventory.
Yep.
But he made it sound like he was charging me more because it was a rare color that I happened to need.
He was just trying to make you feel better about your purchase.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yep.
Z guys.
That right? Yeah, so the guy drove all the way from Riverside to give me this door for $150. So,
I mean,
So,
he
yeah.
got to check out race car stuff. He
No, he
probably
didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
no, because it's a country club. We can't get in. I had to meet him
They
outside.
wouldn't let him in?
Nah, I just met him outside.
Oh my god.
The best part was I had to carry the door through like the entryway, so like the security guard has to like open the doors for me.
Hey man.
Yeah, I need this door. Just, but like I didn't know how long it was gonna take, so I walked all the way down to the entrance to go wait. So I'm like sitting out front, so then I'm carrying it all the way back, and like the door doesn't seem that heavy until you carry it from the entrance of Autobahn all the way to their.
That's a long
tower.
ways in. It's a long ways in.
So I'm like shifting from shoulder to shoulder, and like everyone's driving by me. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. My workout for the day, whatever.
And that's how he burns off all that sugar.
Yeah.
These guns. God, I haven't been to the gym in forever.
What's a gym?
But yeah, so
Who's Jim?
my father.
That's less funny.
Jim Veerhout. That's a name.
Yeah, it is a name.
Holy crap.
Now what?
My whole house is like shaking because of the thunder outside right now.
Oh,
Nah, we don't care about that.
Like, that's wild.
I thought maybe Tommy was driving by or something.
No, that probably caused that lightning though. Probably caused a fire, and you'll hear a siren go by soon enough.
That's literally my favorite thing. It's so random.
Yep.
Some random dude that we randomly encountered at a random racetrack with some Festiva guys happens to be basically neighbors
With E-Man.
with another random dude that we randomly encountered because of our stupid random podcast.
Yep.
He lives about 10 minutes away, maybe 15, and then his fire station is a mile past my house. And what's great is we got dinner with him last week, and he was telling Sarah, he's like, I guess with the baby coming, I'm going to have to stop randomly setting the sirens off when I go past your house to drive the dogs nuts. And Sarah's like, we want to get the baby used to loud sounds. And it's like, Sarah, it's our out. Why would you tell him that?
She's too friendly.
She is too nice.
She's the best.
Jesus.
Yep.
Fucking Tommy.
Yep. So the Z's got a door. The NPO1's getting retimed. That was my week. That was my beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday. Then I had to work Wednesday and Thursday, and then I went hightail it straight to Topeka for Gridlife finals,
Yes.
where we had to hang out with drifters.
Swap
You guys
transmissions.
bitch and moan, but you all went for ride-alongs and were like, "This is the
Nah, I
best."
got scumbagged into it.
You were so excited about drifting, you gave me tires. That's what
I'm sorry, I
for.
gave you tires. Oh, that's right, because you didn't pay me for them because you're a drifter.
Sick, man.
He never paid me for those. He just took them. He just took them.
I'm not even shocked.
They didn't even give me
I
gift
gave
cards
you a
for them.
stack of eBay. I gave you a stack of gift cards.
That was for something else.
I gave you a stack.
Okay, so I'm clearly gone Monday and Tuesday. I have 2 days of work, and then I have to pack up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's.
So I had to unpack all the stuff from the test days. Mm-hmm.
That's because you used your trailer for the NPO1, don't you?
Yes.
So you couldn't even pack the Z up and get it ready to go on Saturday or Sunday last week before leaving for Audubon.
I did pull a dumb, though.
Oh.
I took the toolbox out of the trailer on Tuesday, and then I had to drag it all the
Put it
way
right
back
back
in
in.
by myself on Wednesday. I was like, oh, fucking idiot. So, yeah, loaded the trailer up on Wednesday, and then this drifter out of Ohio was like, hey, man,
I don't take care of my race car.
Yeah, my-
Can you get me parts?
Oh,
can you go to the AutoZone by work and then just get me these parts? I'm like, well, yeah, I can. There's only 300 AutoZones between here and Topeka, but that's fine. I'll do it for you with my own money.
first of all, I paid you for them, and I gave you a stack of gift cards.
All right, just want to make clear.
And-
I wanted to make clear what those gift cards were for.
It's fair.
I want to make clear that I said if you have your time.
I always have time for a
Dude,
friend.
Robbie would never tell you no.
I am so Midwestern that I always have time
He
for a
couldn't
friend.
tell you no.
But then you're going to bitch about helping your friends.
That's literally our job.
Yep. No.
That's fair.
I helped you by getting your parts, and then you thanked me. You thanked me
by stealing
my tires and ruining them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can see the lightning in your.
I know,
in,
it's
in
like
your
someone
window
turned
now.
a light on outside and then shut it back off real quick.
It's coming down.
It's like a fucking
I may lose.
like Sarah's outside, like turning lights on and off.
I'm waiting to see someone standing in the window.
Some Mike Myers shit. The fucking machete.
Yeah, we just have to shut off the Zoom thing and finish our show, though.
Well, I mean,
No,
he would expect
I've
no
got
less.
iPad has data. My guy, I'm not.
No, we're
not
talking
Adam
if some
over here.
we're talking if someone like busts through that window and cuts your head off.
Yeah, we're gonna mute your video.
We're just gonna
we'll-
shut the video off and finish the podcast.
Yeah, we'll
If
mute your
someone busts
video.
through the window, there'll be a pit bull coming out that door.
No, there
like at
won't
full
be.
sprint. He'll just.
Yeah, no, that dog doesn't.
He's right
like-
at the top of the stairs.
That
Yeah, but he's scared of everything.
no, that dog is not
No.
scared of anything.
He's super protective.
Oh,
Yeah, because him and I were real buddy, and then like I'm not roughhousing, but just like petting. And then all of a sudden I went like this and like put my hands up and like Dobby. He went into defense mode immediately and had to be pulled away.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize I didn't even realize I did it.
he'd be like a missile coming through this doorway. Just,
Yup.
he's all muscle. And he flies down those stairs. He gets halfway down and just like leaps chest first off of him every time.
Yep. No, we were buddy until I startled him, and then we were not buddy anymore.
huh.
Yeah.
Honestly, if
Person that breaks into this house would be sad.
if I wasn't a dog person, I would have been scared. Because like realistic, like no, I'm not shitting on Booney, but like, Booney's not a dog person.
I know. Because
So like
cats are better.
he would have been
Robbie.
legitimately scared in that
Cats are
situation.
better.
Because intimidating dog for sure. I just wanted to pet him.
Millie's less intimidating, being a corgi Aussie thing. She would be right behind him, just kind of coming down the stairs like this, real slow, just boom, 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 boom. But she'd be barking real loud.
Yeah.
So,
Now my spaniel would do the attacking, and then my pit bull would be at the top of the stairs, just waiting to see what happened.
He's not going to help though.
Scared.
He's for real scared.
There's no fight left in that dog.
No. My cat, on the other hand, wouldn't get off the couch.
I came back to pick up the dogs from boarding this weekend.
Yeah.
And so the lady that's working there, she goes, "Which one's the black one?" I was like, "Yancey." She goes, or like, how'd it go? She goes, "Which one's the black one?" I said, "Yancey, the little shit." And she goes, "Yeah, he got out of his collar and we played tag for 20 minutes." Yeah.
That sounds about right.
That's exactly what he would do.
That was it? Only 20 minutes? That's pretty good.
And he didn't bite
that's why
anybody.
Dobby has a harness.
Yeah. My neighbor's dog has a harness, and I was letting the dog out of their little patio area so she could play with my dog like 2 weekends ago or something like that. And I went to clip the leash on there and just totally missed and didn't realize I missed and just let the dog go and poof, gone. Fuck.
More than once, I've just picked up Dobby by the harness because this has got like a leather handle on the back.
Yeah.
And more than once when he's like doing something crazy and just like nope, and just pick him up so not all 4 feet are dangling. He immediately realizes he did something wrong and just droops there.
I should try that with Yancey. No, Yancey he's gotten in so much trouble that I have to put like a proper shot collar on him if he's off the leash. It's because like he'll chase down any mailman or like the school bus. So like he's learned that if he takes off,
That's going to hurt.
he gets the noise, then the vibrate, and if there's no response to that, it goes straight to the shock.
Yeah.
And I learned that like it has a 0 to 100, And I was like, I'll put it at 30 just to be nice. It's too much fur. So I turned it up to 50 and it wasn't enough and he kept going. And like I didn't like have time to like fine tune it. It went straight to 100.
Let's go for it.
It's just like I spun it and it went to
Dog
100.
like rolls.
He's still running. It took 2 of those before he knew he fucked up. He's been real obedient since then though.
You know how you don't have these problems? Cats.
Yeah, right. They bite everybody.
No, they don't.
They're God's perfect killing machine.
My cat couldn't kill something if he wanted to. He's too fucking stupid.
He would. Yeah, that's the problem. He would do it and not even realize it with his talons.
He doesn't have them anymore. They got taken
okay.
out before we got him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it because it's kind of mean.
Yeah, I understand. I'm a big fan.
Kind of. It's the saddest thing. Don't declaw your cats.
I didn't. He came.
I'm
that
just
way.
saying.
But then they tear up your furniture.
It's a risk you have to take with it.
I don't have cats.
Like your dog hasn't torn up furniture.
He would never.
That's not true, Robbie.
Tears up toys.
I'm sure he's torn up something.
Actually, without inadvertently, has torn up the leather on that. That's because it's like 30 years old. I don't know. Whatever.
Race
So your leather
cars.
will last forever.
So I go to
So
AutoZone.
you got things for the drifter.
So I go to AutoZone and I buy this expensive pulley and then he needs a belt too. So I walk in there because I save them time. I walk in. I need part number X, Y, and Z, and I even have a fucking picture.
Yeah.
So they go and get it. And I'm like,
That's the wrong one.
No, they got it. And I'm like, and I need this belt. And it's not even the cheapest one. It's the good one. Ooh. I was like, I want this belt.
Ooh.
And he's like, well, it shows we have 2 in stock. And he goes back there and he comes back empty-handed. And he writes down the number again. He goes back there. Comes back empty-handed. Then he cross-references it. And then goes back there and finds a fucking cheap one. And the other guy's like, we have 2 of them in stock. But like, they both go back there. And then,
They both come back empty-handed.
well, it's like, they both went back to the shelf where they're supposed to be like organized, but and they just kind of like took them all and just like threw them on the floor. It's like, well, that's why we can't find anything. They're on the fucking floor.
Oh no! Why? Why are?
There was so many belts on the floor. That's why they couldn't find it.
I'm going to start a parts store where I literally do not come out from behind the counter, and there are no parts behind the counter. You get it yourself. You get it yourself. You bring it to me. You're responsible for yourself. You got to figure it out, bro. And then I'll ring you up and send you on your merry way. And everybody would use it.
No way, dude.
No way, dude.
Only car guys would use it.
Well, yeah.
The plebes wouldn't, but we all would.
But the people that
great.
like us, like Robbie, are you kidding me?
Oh, way better off.
Yeah.
I would prefer to have a self-help, like a non...
Self-checkout?
Yeah, that's self-checkout.
Yeah.
That's
I know everybody
Yeah,
hates
Adam,
these
self-checkout.
self-checkouts and these like order kiosks at like McDonald's.
That's-
Stuff like, I am about this life, bro.
Yeah, the less human interaction, the better.
Yeah, that's where I'm at for sure.
Yeah, so I had to wait. So I didn't have time afterwards. So I went over my lunch break. So I'm standing there for like 15 minutes, and they still haven't
He's a
gotten my
physique
belt.
like that. He doesn't eat lunch.
I don't deserve lunch. Anyways,
He has to earn it.
that was the theme of the weekend. So I waited for like 15 minutes, and they finally got me a belt, and I paid for it with my own money.
Yeah, you said that already.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Okay, no, we were on that page already, Robbie. We got it.
So then we
Are
get.
you gonna Venmo him more money just to get him to shut up? Here's $5 to shut your
the
trap.
hell up. Yeah, so get to Topeka for Thursday night, get unloaded. Everything's fine. The car's ready to go. Give it a spit shine. Looks good.
Yeah,
Underglow looks good.
put it on the trailer at PPIR with no issues.
No.
Why would you expect anything for it to be wrong when you come off the trailer at Heartland Park?
Oh, it won't show it.
Good.
It's proving that I paid, especially, it's probably good because what I labeled it as purchasing.
Yeah, so I had that last race in the rain at PPIR, loaded the car in the trailer, drove home, took it off the trailer, put it on the lift, did a little bit of maintenance and stuff between events, drove it off the lift, put it back on the trailer. That was it.
Yeah,
I replaced the harness in the under the dash because that was the one thing I knew was giving me problems. And then, took it out on track on Friday morning for practice, leaving pits. First gear, second gear, neutral. Fourth gear, neutral. Third gear was fucking gone, man.
it was like so gone.
It didn't
Did
grind.
we lose E-Man?
We did.
We lost E-Man.
Entered the waiting room. What,
He says he's
what is
entered the waiting
What is he doing?
He doesn't even know how to use his own technology.
Some people. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It kicked me out. I don't know.
That's what
All
you
of a
get.
sudden, I just wasn't in here anymore.
We should have just left him out for like 5 minutes. Oh, we didn't even notice, man. I don't know what.
It's rude.
So anyway,
But yeah, so I go on track and there's like everything's like I do 2 laps. Everything's fine except
Yeah.
third gear doesn't exist.
just
It doesn't grind. It just doesn't exist. It
Right.
goes first, second, neutral, and like I could have hit it with a fucking sledgehammer. It wouldn't go into third. It wouldn't it wouldn't make a noise. It just wouldn't move.
it honestly
eventually made
like
a noise.
would push you into fifth.
Yeah, if I would go second, just kind of like naturally let it do its thing. It would,
It would
yeah.
just roll you into fifth.
Yep. So yeah, on the YouTube
Later, when
video.
it was on jack stands, it made a noise trying to go into third.
Yep. Yeah. So like put it on jack stands, tried it, and it was first, second, and I'm like leaning, like shoulder against the seat, both hands pushing it, and then it finally makes a noise that it's like
Trying to grind in there.
Yeah, like not like a obvious noise either.
No, it was real bad.
That's so
sounding.
weird because it would like I could see if it wouldn't go into third and fourth.
That would make sense because it's on the same rod.
Right. But what happened?
So I know that, and I don't think this is. There's multiple things that could have happened here. I have 3 theories. Well, 2 of which I think are actually theories that for this particular thing. So on the 350Z's, third gear has a brazed piece, so it's like 2 gears,
Okay.
and that braze fails. So if I could get into third gear and it was like another neutral, that's what would have happened is that braze broke. So it just sits there and spins. It doesn't actually go into gear.
Right.
The only other thing I can think of is that I was talking to Jake Abbott, and he thought he's seen it before where if someone gets off a hot track and then puts their car in gear and lets it sit, that it'll actually like weld the synchros to the gear. Which would make it so that you pop it out and then it never goes back in. Last time he saw it was somebody put it in reverse and then took all their effort to get it out, but reverse no longer existed. It was just locked out.
Huh.
Which doesn't make sense because I had a wet race at PPIR and then I don't remember doing that. So, and I don't remember fighting to get it out of third either.
Right.
The only other thing I could think of that might make sense is that I put it on the trailer and left it in third, and then maybe cinched up the car and either like pulled it forward or backward, so put a bunch of strain on it,
Right.
and then it just bounced around on the way home from Colorado
And broke something.
That's the only that is the
That
only
seems so
thing.
weird.
I agree. It's the only thing I think I can make sense of though.
More than once, I left my car in gear while
Right.
strapping it down. Like,
The Robbie that I know would have had that transmission tore apart already and identified the issue.
Oh, dude, it's been a busy
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, I get
the
it.
transmission's already out of the car.
Yeah, the hard work's already done, Robbie.
It's true.
E-Man did that. E-Man and Dalton did that for you.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the story I remember.
Nick and
Matt.
Adam and Matt.
And they were there to
help.
help, obviously.
Yeah. Robbie didn't, though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I assume my weekend's over. I come in after practice.
We aren't okay with that, Robbie.
And
Shit's weak.
yeah,
I was ready to take it to my dad's house and tear it apart.
well, I knew that there was no way I was going to get parts for it.
We could
I was
probably
ready
fix
to
it.
pull mine out of my car to give it to you.
That's
You are
not-
so
You
That's
had
not-
a weekend and I didn't.
That's not the story that I remember.
no. We were closer to getting Dalton to detune the Corvette for GLTC.
We were dangerously close to getting Dalton to detune the Corvette for,
Oh, yeah.
for GLT.
All
I
we
wish we did that.
all
It
we
was
needed to
amazing
do
happen.
was take the dual element off of his wing,
Yep.
cut 2 inches off of his splitter,
Yep.
which he was willing to do.
I had my
Strangely
jigsaw.
ready to do, yeah. Find a window net.
Somehow make a window net work, which we talked about maybe just zip tying mine up there, which would not have been the best idea, but it would have worked. And then
And then
Detuning
make
it.
150 horsepower.
basically,
And
because
swap your tires.
and swap the tires. Yeah, because
Right.
the tires would have had to go on the wheels, not
Right.
He's got 5x120 and I
Right.
5x114.
But he's on AL52s, which are not class legal anymore.
Correct.
I think if we had figured out the window net, the rest would have happened.
I don't think that.
The tires were another big thing, so there wasn't a machine to do it.
Yeah, but we could have found
Yeah, but there's
machine.
one right around the corner. I found like the following day. Matan ended up going over there.
Okay.
But like, I don't think Dalton would have been super thrilled about cutting 2 inches off of his splitter either.
No, probably not. And I wasn't super thrilled on that idea, but
But it would have been.
I had my
really,
jigsaw there. I was
really
ready.
Funny. It would have been so
that would have been
funny.
amazing. It would have been such good content. or swapping his transmission out and putting it in my car. That's what a real friend would have done.
It's definitely
If we were at Mid Ohio, we would have been at my shop, both cars on a lift because I have spare transmissions.
Yep.
I would have pulled it out of one of the other drift cars and slammed it in there for you.
That's actually very true.
That's fair.
So I had accepted the fact that my weekend was over, and I was just pouty, I guess, for lack of a better term. I didn't really know what to do, and kind of searching on Facebook Marketplace, and so I found one in Columbia, Missouri, which is a
3-hour drive.
Yep. So we had mutual friends.
Oh, I didn't know.
You found it?
Somebody found it and sent it to me.
Also, it wasn't the right transmission.
It was a CDO1.
It was a transmission that would work in your car.
Yep.
Not the one we want.
It makes almost no difference when you have 200 horsepower, but whatever. So it was a CDO1, which are way cheaper than a CDO9, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So I noticed we have friends in common, and they're drift friends.
Well,
So I messaged him and said, "Hey, do you still have this? And if you do, what are the chances you're going to Gridlife?" And he goes, "It's not in the budget." I was like, "Well, what if I pay you money? Then is it in the budget?" And then, it's not off work yet. And he clearly didn't want to drive to Topeka, Kansas.
I was fully prepared to throw a tarp down in the van and take that so we could save you some gas money
Yep.
and go get it in Columbia.
I didn't want to do a 6-hour round trip for it though. Because then now the $500 transmission, add 6 hours and
It's fine.
yeah. So
We're here for that's the stuff that people come to listen to,
that's
Robbie.
fair. So then
I even offered taking the 350Z so we could do 90 on the way there.
I would not recommend doing that in my van.
yeah, that's fair. So then Jabay comes by and we're talking to him, and he's got friends everywhere because he's Jabay.
Because he's Adam Jabay.
Yeah.
Right.
So then he texts the guy who texts another guy who gives me their number and said, "Hey, this guy's got one in Lawrence."
Which is like a 40-mile drive.
Yep. So I text him and he's working. And now it's like, and he's like, he kind of grinds going into third, but otherwise, it's a solid transmission. And I was like, well, what do you want for it? He clearly hadn't thought about it because it's just been sitting in his basement forever.
Right.
And then he's like, I was like, well, how about 300? Knowing this, a low ball, but
Yeah.
it grinds.
It grinds.
He comes back with, it's got to be at least 500. I was like, well, I'm not really into the idea of a transmission that grinds at 500.
Right.
So I was like, well,
Which was fair.
I was like, and that's a lot of work. And if it's shelled out, I don't want to do a lap and then be $500 in the hole. That's like it used to be a third of the way to a brand new CDO9 because those were like $1,500-$1,600 just a couple of years ago. So I was like, well, how about 400 and I'll come get it. Because he was like, I'll do 500 and I'll meet you. And I was like, well, how about 400 and I'll come get it. And, so he's like, he's like, I really kind of want 500. And I'm like, and I didn't respond. I just let it sit for like an hour. And then he comes back with, all right, well, if you come get it, we'll do 400. All right, I'm on my way.
You should have been like, I've been thinking about it for an hour now. I'm kind of more at 300 still.
Which is funny because in reality, I had been. I'd kind of talked myself out. I was like, I was like, you know what? That's like almost like at least a fourth of the way to a brand new one. So let's just fuck it. Just throw the weekend away, forget it. I'll just save my money. So by the time he did get back to me, I'd kind of talked myself out of it again.
Right.
I was like, well, then Eman scumbagged me into it, saying I had to do it.
Yeah.
He said he'd help me. So I was
He
like,
did.
For the content.
Yeah, for the content.
He did.
So I agreed to buy it.
He's all like, I did it 3 times in one weekend because I don't know how to put a flywheel on a clutch.
So then the guy says he'll sell it to me, and then I'm waiting on the address. So then E-Man goes, so do you have header wrap? Yeah. Oh, so I'm going to get all itchy. I'm like, these are questions you should have asked before we agreed to buy it.
This is your own fault. Nobody's fault but your own. You can't no takebacks.
Yep. So Luke Records, who I think he used to listen to the show. He might still listen. We time travel with him.
Yep.
The funny thing was,
he tried to scumbag me into driving his Solstice GXP last year.
great.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
What a jerk.
which was really funny that like him and I get along really well and we talk semi regularly. Like especially if we're going to the same events.
Uh-huh.
But the funny thing was, remember when we did TT Nationals I did teaching nationals the first year that I had the
Oh,
240.
at NCM?
Yes.
Yep.
And I was complaining about the guys that were in the Corvettes that were like real dickholes about like the attitude of like we need to be in front. And, like,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
We don't care that we're
It was
novices.
him, wasn't it?
It was him.
That's so bitch.
Because he messaged me directly and apologized for ruining my weekend. I was like I was over it by the time I talked about it. you
Right,
know?
yeah.
But it was just one of those things. Like it was funny that like I had no clue that like it was ever going to get back to him, let alone that him and I would actually get along really well and like talk each other every chance we go to an event together. Well, he rented a garage.
Yes.
At Topeka. And so he had a family thing all day Saturday. So he took off Friday afternoon. And he's like, man, that garage is open. If you want to just work in there, you can have it all night, all day tomorrow. Do what you got to do. It's not it's not my way. So we obviously moved the Z over into his garage. And then I took off in the truck, basically being told that my friends were going to get the car on jack stands. They were going to.
I did.
Yeah, we got it on jack stands. What are you talking about?
You and I did.
No.
No,
No. Eman and I got the backup.
right. And then I had to take it down because you couldn't do front to back. You had to go side to side.
Disagree.
Well, that's not our fault. No,
Yeah,
with
I
his
disagree.
low ass car, probably.
Anyways,
What?
we went. Yeah, so we
Because he's
actually
got
had
like
to,
no approach angle on that thing. Because he's got that silly
his
bumper.
car?
Yeah.
No, he could have.
No, I bet you that bumper was on the ground when we had the back end up in the air.
it was.
And so he probably can't get a jack underneath
So
the
I
front
dropped
end.
it down, and then I think it was Nick and I put the jacks on it side to side.
Well, it's not my fault that your car is difficult, Robbie. Don't put that on me.
I put it on Eman.
I'm fine with that. I'm just saying don't put it on me.
I'm glad I didn't give you a heater.
It was cold at night by myself.
I had
So-
to turn my air conditioning on. It was so hot in that hotel the first night.
Yeah, we like screaming babies, so whatever. I win.
We have a story about that too.
Okay, so I leave to go to Lawrence, Kansas, and then you guys were all like, "Yeah, we'll get started on it. It'll be great." And then I'm thinking it's going to be about an hour and a half by the time I get back. They're going to be a ways into
We're
this.
3/4 of the way into getting this
Yeah,
transmission
that's-
out by then.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's on the ground. My friends are so good.
Eman talked a big game about being
Half
so
hour.
fast.
He said he could do it in a half hour.
yeah.
So I'm like, man, they're going
That's
to be
gonna be
bored. They're
great.
going to be bored waiting for me to get back. They're going to have this done so fast.
Well, we were pretty bored.
Yeah, so I get there early, wait for the guy to get off work, and he shows up in this like gigantic cement truck because we clearly hadn't even gotten off of work yet. So he meets me at his house, and we grab it, and like I hand him some money, and we leave. And get back there, and Dalton's there. Well, he was at the garage, but now he's back over by the grill,
Right.
eating Adam's delicious Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh, I'm so glad I missed out on that.
No, so good.
I bet it's so spicy.
It was.
Apparently,
I
he
was
was.
sad I missed that.
Apparently, Pacetto was like real bummed that I wasn't there for it.
Oh, it was at my limit. It was spicy.
Ugh.
But like I'd eaten jack shit all day.
Right.
So luckily Adam was kind enough to like make me a plate. But like even then, like I barely scarfed. I had one chicken leg and then like the rice, and like didn't even make it back to the second chicken leg because I was just working. So I get there, I'm like, Dalton's removed like the O2 sensors and like 2 bolts. That's all the further we'd gotten because you guys all went to Applebee's.
Not by choice.
First of all,
This is somehow going to get blamed on me.
Oh yeah,
And I didn't do it.
100%.
I didn't do it.
Your spouse did, which means you did.
No,
I
that's not
was
really
there to
what
go get some
happened.
food. I was like, oh, there's a Mexican place. We can go get that. We can go get this. And you're like, oh, no, I eat like a 4-year-old. I want to go to Cracker Barrel. And I'm like, all right.
you
No,
did,
no,
you
no,
did
no.
want Cracker Barrel.
No, so a few days earlier in our little group chat that we have, you had brought up the Cracker Barrel, and then we all talked about how much we would wanted to go to a Cracker Barrel. And so
I did
was
not bring up Cracker Barrel
Somebody did.
at any point.
I thought it was you that posted that meme.
It was
Absolutely
you.
not.
It was totes you.
A meme about Cracker Barrel?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
And
I
so
don't remember the meme though.
neither do I. I don't. It's not important to the story.
No,
frankly.
but Cracker Barrel got brought up.
Definitely did. And then I was looking for restaurants in Topeka, and I saw Cracker Barrel, and mostly as a joke because, frankly, I don't really like Cracker Barrel that much because it's kind of expensive for the shitty food you get. Like, it's not
You say that
that
about
good.
literally everywhere.
It's not that good.
If it's more than $5 a steak, he's not in.
Don't get me started on bad cheap steaks because we've got things to talk about. Applebee's.
That's on you for buying a steak at Applebee's.
I know I shouldn't have.
That is on you.
I know, and I shouldn't have.
It's hot wings or burgers or don't even bother.
But anyway, I was like, oh, we could go to Cracker Barrel. Ha, ha, ha. And Eman's like, yeah, that sounds great. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm not going to argue with him because he wants to go eat some shithole fucking Mexican restaurant that I don't want to eat at.
Which would have been the best by far.
No, it would have been garbage because it sucks.
I didn't want to argue with you because you're like, oh, it's too expensive. It's too hipster. I don't know what this word means. I don't know what this means. So I was just like, fuck it. We're
And so
going
we
to
get
Cracker
there.
Barrel.
We get to Cracker Barrel, and they're like, oh, yeah, 45-minute wait for you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not waiting 45 minutes for Cracker
We're
Barrel.
not waiting 45 minutes for just about anything, but especially not Cracker Barrel. So we kind of look around at what our other options were.
Nope.
And didn't we try one or two other restaurants on the phone?
We called like a Roadhouse, and
You didn't really want to go to Roadhouse either.
we called like a few other places. The only two places that could get us in mildly quickly was Applebee's or sushi, and I was never going to get Adam to go to sushi with me.
Which is funny because they have like
Honestly,
delicious beef. And
you would have had
also-
a much better chance of me doing that than Katie.
Yeah, a Japanese steakhouse would have been way better than Applebee's.
No, it wasn't like that. It was a straight up sushi.
Sushi
restaurant
only?
named like
Well,
No-
it
no
said
oven, no
sushi
grill?
and hibachi grill.
Yeah, dude, he could have got a steak there. It would have been so
Yeah.
much better.
I didn't see. I thought it just said sushi on it. The one I looked up. I don't know.
I don't know. But so it said, or they said at Applebee's, like, oh, yeah, we can seat you now, but
Our
we
food- yeah, it sucks.
but we won't take reservations. It's first come, first serve. So we flew over to Applebee's and we had shitty food, and somehow that's my fault.
Yeah.
So
You could have got Mexican or
let's back
sushi.
this up. First of all, Adam sits down and gets excited immediately because they have some special edition Mountain Dew.
Oh, they did. They had apparently Applebee's has a limited edition Mountain Dew,
Oh, well, now we have to go.
which almost made it worth it. It was actually quite delicious. It
What
was
was
like
the
a
flavor? Like a
like a
lemonade?
dark berry
Oh,
thing. It was really good though. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So
And then he gets steak and shrimp, and the shrimp's too spicy for him to eat, so he doesn't even bother.
that's not
His
true.
daughter, who's like
Not true. I
6
ate
months
2
old or
of
something,
them,
ate it.
and then I ate the steak, and then I was like, I don't really want to eat these shrimp. Plus, they were kind of spicy.
you know,
And then he realized that the steak wasn't any good. He's like, "Well, this isn't a very good steak." at
It was
Applebee's.
a terrible
His-
steak.
all right,
His wife tried to order a steak well done.
Yeah, she fucked that up.
was she backwards in her head, or did she?
Yes,
know
she
what
had
was
it backward.
doing?
No, she's like, what do I order? I said medium rare, Katie. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
Yeah, she was like medium well, and even the guy taking the order was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Where's case you can put ketchup on it when it's medium well?"
I have a confession. I went to lunch
Oh,
with
no.
I went to lunch with an old coworker. I don't know, like a month ago, and like same thing was one of those things like they want a Panera, and I was like, how about not Panera?
do they even
Panera's
serve
hospital
food at Panera?
Yeah, like sandwiches and shit.
I've
Well,
literally
hospital
never
food.
eaten at a Panera.
Well, either way, it was like that or Applebee's, and I'm like, I don't want Panera. Let's settle for Applebee's. 'Cause it's been forever. I ordered literally the same thing you ordered because it was on the lunch special.
Yeah, the garlic shrimp and
It was a blackened shrimp, and I got the grilled one, not the fried ones. Huge mistake.
I didn't know that there was an option.
Yep.
I got grilled ones too.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was the worst steak and worst shrimp I've ever had. I didn't even barely touch my food. I left hungry.
I ate the whole steak,
No,
and I ate
maybe
I ate
half.
pretty much all of my potatoes and the broccoli because I like broccoli.
I was like even the
But the
potatoes were
shrimp
bad.
wasn't very good.
Nope.
And it was a touch on the spicy side for me, although I could have eaten them all. I just chose not to. I was full.
Lies.
I was tired of shitty food, and I was like, fuck it, these shrimp aren't worth it.
I was like that kid that takes a bite of something and then doesn't like it and spits it out. I did that 3 times with that steak. That there were like I bit into it, I was like, nope, and I spit it out 3 times, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm going back to work hungry. I'm fucking done. Applebee's, I used to like going to for your hot wings. I will not go back.
Robbie used to
I got-
really enjoy Applebee's when we were in college.
The
I
thing is-
got duped by Applebee's thanks to Grubhub. When I worked for BarkBox, like when the pandemic started, they used to cater lunches all the time in the office, like different companies and stuff. And they're like, "All right, now you guys are working from home. We'll give you Grubhub like credits, and you guys can order things to your house since you're working from home. And I'm on Grubhub. I'm like, oh, wings sound good, Going through the thing. I was like, ooh, Neighborhood Wings. I've never heard of this, company. It was just under Neighborhood Wings.
What a jerk move. That's terrible.
And I was like, oh, this must be some new, wing spot. Whatever. Cool.
Quite hipstery. I should try it.
Yeah.
Order them. They show up. Take it out of the bag. It's in an Applebee's fucking to-go thing. I'm like,
God
damn it.
That's amazing.
No, like 10 years ago when I was still in college and I was dating that girl that worked there. She would drive from Des Moines to Ames and she would literally they would make all the food but not put any of the burger together.
Yeah.
So she would bring it and then I would make it so it wouldn't get all soggy by the time we got to Ames.
Right.
That was back when the burgers were edible.
Yeah, they used to have really good burgers.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have the burger I wanted there anymore.
They don't make them anymore.
They used to have one that you could get that had an egg and hash browns and bacon. I was like a
hangover burger, whatever.
whatever they call it. It was so good. I loved it so much, and it wasn't on the menu. And I was like, this is whack.
So
we've made a
either
bad decision.
way, we get done eating this food. Adam complains about how much it costs. Still, even though he took the rest.
Whoa! You as well. Why is this so expensive?
I did, but I didn't pick the restaurant, and the quality of food versus. I was like, this food is terrible, but at least it's going to be cheap. I didn't pay attention to the menu prices because it's Applebee's. I was like, whatever, it'll be cheap. It won't be very good. It's at least hot food. And guess what?
It barely
was expensive. It was terrible, and it wasn't that hot.
So by the time
we leave.
I don't know why
we head back.
At this motherfucker.
I know. You guys could have had that transmission out and it would have had me so happy.
I should have just gone to fucking Wendy's down the street and came back to the racetrack.
That would have been a better choice, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It would have been it would have been half the price.
It would have been 2/3.
Fair. God dang it.
You know what? Mexican would have been a great price. But regardless.
Yes.
No.
I get back to the track. I take my hoodie off, put my shirt inside out, and slide right under Robbie's 50Z and start. Because they were stuck. You guys were stuck. Oh, I can't figure out how to get this transmission out. Let's use pry bars.
Oh, that's because we had one bolt. Weird.
Yeah, you're welcome. I knew exactly what bolt it was immediately, too.
That's because you've done it 3 times already.
In the last 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's a bolt that goes the wrong way through the bell housing right above the starter.
Yeah, it's super annoying. So before you guys get back, I go in I had to go to Tractor Supply because the O'Reilly's had jack shit for gear oil. Luckily, Tractor Supply did. So I get that and then come back and realize Dalton's just drinking and hanging out by the grill. So I go into the garage by myself.
He says as if that's not the way he wanted it.
Realize that nothing's been done and everyone's gone and getting sit down dinners.
Terrible food.
And I hadn't eaten yet. Luckily,
that's your own fault, Robbie. You literally just made an 1.5-hour round trip.
There was nowhere to stop.
You could have stopped and found something to eat.
I could have stopped at that service center in the middle.
You could have got a Wendy's.
Hardee's.
Oh, hell yeah. That's even better.
You're trying to have heartburn at the racetrack.
Yeah.
I like it.
I didn't deserve it, so I just kept going.
See, that's your own fault, Robbie.
I didn't
deserve it. Earn it next time.
I didn't deserve
it. Instead of bitching about it on a podcast.
Luckily, I had Jamaican jerk chicken and rice and beans, and it was great.
Oh, now you had beans. Earlier, you were in such a hurry to eat.
There was beans in the rice.
A little bit of chicken and a little bit of rice.
Well, the beans were mixed in the rice. It was a deal. So then I roll under the car.
I could barely handle it.
I want you to eat his chicken.
I will never, ever do that.
Roll under the car. Matt Thompson and Nick are helping me, and we're, I've done this a handful of times. So, I mean, it's not like I have anything new.
Right.
So Dalton's got a few things taken out. We start knocking things out. Eman gets there, and we have the transmission on the floor relatively quickly. Transfer over a few things to the new transmission, like the shift fork, the
pivot.
The pivot ball was different on that transmission for whatever reason, so we swapped that over.
Bearing.
Yeah, the whole assembly.
All the things that go with the transmission.
Yep.
Yeah, we're car guys. We're there with you, Robbie. It's fine.
Yep. So then we
you're a van guy. Get out of here.
I've dropped a transmission before.
Yep. So then get it all back in. Everything feels good. Took it out for a quick test drive. So yeah, started. I got back around 8:30. We had the transmission back in and the car running, ready to go for race 2 at 11:30.
I mean, that's not bad for trackside shenanigans.
No, that's like,
And an Applebee's break.
yeah, no kidding.
The worst part about it is that it was clear on the opposite end of Topeka.
I've
Yeah,
literally
it
never
was
gone
the end of-
anywhere in
The end
Topeka.
of the end of Topeka that the racetrack is on is nearly abandoned.
Yes. You got baby dolls and a auto parts store and a
Well,
Tractor
so
Supply,
apparently
and that's it.
right next to the Super 8, there's this place called Oscar's
Walmart.
Diner. And apparently that place is the jam because there was a huge number of cars in front of it both Saturday and Sunday morning.
Huh.
Apparently that is the breakfast hotspot in Topeka. We need to do that.
Okay. No,
And then-
you don't talk me into breakfast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I deserve that.
You can't know whether you do or don't at that, but it's too early to tell.
Yep.
Depends on how bad the day before was.
Oh, in that case, I don't deserve it.
I didn't know he was so negative. I don't know where this came from. This is from hanging out with Booney.
Yep.
That sounds like a Booney.
He doesn't deserve lunch either.
Well, that's true. I'm sure Max agrees with that statement.
Yep. He'll literally go, yeah, I didn't have lunch today. I didn't deserve it. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it besides yelling at each other, like Dalton and I yelling at each other, like under the car.
Because Dalton threw a bolt.
Into the other garage bin. Or the bay.
So these garages are separated by chain link fences, and there's like a 6 or 8 inch gap underneath the bottom of every one. So it's just tall enough that you can't
Crawl under.
crawl under, but you can definitely lose stuff into the other bay. And apparently Dalton threw a bolt that he decided you didn't need anymore.
Yep.
And it may or may not have gone. I don't know. Depends
It's
on
gone.
Depends on who you ask. It either ended up under the bench and you were too lazy to get it out
Nope.
yourself, or it ended up in the other bay with the Miata and you couldn't get to it.
It was gone. It did not go back in the car.
Now the car's lighter and leaner and more fast.
Something like that.
Is that the bolt he lost?
What's that?
That was where that bolt went? Is the one that was. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That guy did it end up with the Miata or the BMW?
I couldn't see. I was under the car working.
Well, if it ended up with the Miata, that guy listens to the show.
Yeah.
You could have just asked.
Yeah, the next day, like, hey, that bolt.
Hey, man, like if you see a bolt, it's not from your car. It's from mine.
It's
if you
mine.
could get
Dalton
it back to me,
threw
that'd be
it.
Maybe-
sweet.
Maybe he picked it up because he was worried it's for his car, and maybe he still has it.
Yeah.
You know, listen to this episode.
Yeah, he's
That
probably
guy,
like, son of a
I
bitch.
got you.
I
Yep.
spent 45 minutes crawling all over the other side of this car trying to figure out where this damn bolt came from.
Yep. But no,
If it came from the BMW car, then good. Fuck that guy.
but we
Don't mess with that BMW's tire pressures.
yeah, don't do that. But it was so Matt and Nick work together every day. So like they kind of bicker back and forth like an old married.
Also, apparently, I didn't know this, but Nick is basically Matt's boss.
yes,
So,
yep, for sure.
Yeah.
But apparently they bicker like Dalton and I do. So Dalton and
yeah,
I
they're work wives.
Yep, we're working under the car and like literally just yelling at each other the entire time. And Matt turns to me and says something like, "Man, I thought me and Nick were bad. You two are giving me anxiety." And like, obviously, we're not serious.
Hey.
We're just-
You know what gives you anxiety? Slide out from underneath the car and let Adam Nielsen hold a baby to your face.
I get that. And then you made the poor thing cry.
Yeah, even made my daughter cry.
The guy laying under the car made the baby cry, not the guy holding a baby a few inches off the ground in another guy's face.
My daughter loves being held upside down and stuff like that. And I was normally when you like put her real close to a person, she giggles and coos and laughs like an adorable little child that she is.
It was too
Except
late.
when you put her in E-Man's face, then she's like, "Oh my god, it's a drifter," and she starts crying.
Yep, and it was too late.
I ain't no good.
He's a
We know
drifter
that.
with a record. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently,
She could tell that he'd been in jail.
she's a good judge of character, so makes me feel a little better.
But yeah, so it was me, Nick, E-Man, Dalton, and Matt doing all the heavy lifting. Dusty judgmentally watching us.
And
He
I
doesn't
left.
get dirty.
You
He works
left
on
early.
clean cars.
Yep. And then Ryan and Josh. Well, Ryan had sat in a chair drinking beer, making fun of us. And
That
then
sounds
Josh just hung out. Respectfully, of course, because it's Josh.
He was making fun of you on the inside.
I appreciate that more than making fun of me on the outside.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah, I took it out for a spin at 11:30, and then gave the entire paddock the song of my people. Drove past.
Oh, you had a trombone solo?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, because Dusty was sleeping in his trailer. Mm-hmm. So I drove all the way over there.
Yeah, that's what you could call that.
I honestly didn't see what he was in.
That thing's worth more than my goddamn house. Jesus.
It is a nice enclosed trailer.
There's a picture. You got a picture of it?
Of his?
Yeah.
I had where?
It's totally in there. I saw it. It's out of control nice in there.
Oh, I never made it over
That.
there.
Oh, no, that's yours,
That's mine.
isn't it?
That's my dorm.
No, his is way nicer than that.
I believe that. But not important.
Shit's crazy.
But yeah, so
My son fell asleep in the chair in there. That's that weird picture where it looks like he's just sitting in a chair. He's passed the fuck out.
he's literally sleeping like that?
He's asleep like that.
Man, some people's kids.
I wish I could sleep like that.
I wish I could sleep that soundly ever.
I wish I could even be in that position for more than 30 seconds without one of my legs falling asleep.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's just like,
And you just try to twist that bottle.
I was about, and then I realized it was the pumpkin pie one, so now we're going to switch to the one I actually want, because I need something to drink, so I'm going to drink this peanut butter and jelly soda, because it's actually quite delicious.
I bet it's
not
not.
a twist off.
I've had this one before.
I bet it's changed.
Why would you do that to me, Ryan?
I don't know.
But no, so he's like
Wait.
basically standing in this chair.
Time out.
What?
Did you just twist that top off?
Yeah, just like I did the sweet corn earlier.
Yep.
So you fiddled around and proved that you couldn't use a bottle opener when you didn't even need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I just grabbed the opener. I didn't know.
You never know what we might need.
Just making sure.
I honestly didn't know what was in the box.
We didn't know it was in the box till we opened it just on the show.
I just assumed I needed an opener.
So, better safe than sorry. Anyway, he fell asleep on the chair with his feet like he's basically
like a bunny.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he loves Minecraft, right? Like every 6 to 8 year old child.
Sure. I don't know anything
It's a
about it.
video game.
Yeah, I know it's a video game.
I don't get it because there's no story, there's no objective. You
build shit.
You just are in the world.
Okay.
And you just do the thing.
Do you blow things up?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
You can blow stuff up, you can build stuff, you can hunt, you can walk, you can explore, but there is no specific, there's no tasks,
There's no agenda.
quests, there's no missions. Like, I love open world games,
Yeah.
but I still need
An agenda.
there's
Back in my day,
there's nothing. There's just, here you go. You're in Minecraft.
weird.
So apparently creepers are a bad guy that walk around when they get close to you. I think they explode.
Okay.
And so he's got a hood, or he's got a sweatshirt that looks like a creeper, and the hood zips all the way up. And then there's eyes that are mesh, so he can see out of the hood.
Yep.
And he thinks it's the coolest thing in the world.
Huh.
That's the picture I have of him walking around
Yeah, so
with his arms straight out.
Yeah.
I did see him with his
He's like
hood zipped all the way
running
up.
around like he's a zombie or something.
No, he was dancing. He was walking across the paddock. Like, you, your wife, and you and Katie and the baby were like 10 feet from him, and he's just walking next to you guys. And he's just dancing with his arms in the air with his hood zipped
6-year-old
all
kid.
to get to his face.
He's a 6-year-old kid. What do you expect?
It was hilarious.
That's what he does.
He's super. Well, normally he's super quiet and just kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's super chill.
But this time he's just
not-
like dancing and partying, walking across the paddock.
He's not like super chill and quiet though. He's just very shy
I'll take it.
Yeah.
because he's normally like that. He's normally a terror, and I don't know where he got this from,
It definitely wasn't you at that
but he
age.
never stops talking. I don't know where that came from.
Huh.
It's just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is strange.
It's a Katie trait, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It didn't come from me.
Yeah, so 11:30 rolls around, drop the car on the ground, take it for a spin. Everything seems to be working. I'd take a lap around the paddock because I had to go out by Dusty's, I don't know, trailer mahal, whatever you want to call
Yeah, trailer Mahal. That's absolutely.
it. Drop it down into first gear and just kind of like go through the entire RPM range.
You do.
Do what I got to do.
Yeah, you're checking the transmission.
Yeah, I was singing the song of my people because in my mind, I knew Dusty had gone to bed, but I know he wanted to know that I got it done.
I'll bet you that it's soundproof and he didn't even know.
And that's probably true. So, but I wanted to believe that he was laying there in bed, woke up just enough to go, nice.
And then his child started
And
crying.
then went back to bed.
His wife decided that she was going to leave him. The kids started crying.
No, she's got
Everything got
Stockholm
worse.
syndrome as bad as anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's hook, line, and sinker into this racing.
Yep. Like she's like
Yeah,
we're
that's
watching
fair.
we're watching the drag racing and she's like using the right terms, like
Yeah.
better than I know. And
Yeah.
she's all in, man.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So
fair.
the Z was good to go. Took it out for race 2. I started in the back. Just found out how terrible my suspension setup is for Topeka. Bounced around like a fucking bunny.
Yeah.
The car wanted to kill
You
me.
bounce a lot.
Car wanted to kill me. I didn't notice it at Topeka or at Pikes Peak, but for whatever reason, man, car was undrivable at Topeka, like dangerous. I apologize in the group chat for the Topeka GLTC drivers. I'm like, I'm sorry if I would put my car in a position that it shouldn't have been. Like I was in a lot of places I didn't want to be. I tried my best. I didn't touch anybody. It's not like when Wes intentionally drove into me.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Well, push that other guy.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah. So I was super unhappy with the car. So I was like, well, maybe my compressions and rebound is just way too stiff. So I loosened it up a little bit, or softened it up a little bit. Went out for race 3, and it was like made almost no difference. For race 4, did the same thing for race 4, and I was like, so on the fun race on Sunday, I went all the way like as soft as it would let me go, and I still bounced around like a fucking bunny. It was like just springs. I was like, well, guess I'm calling fortune.
Yeah.
My 500s don't cut it anymore, which is probably fair.
I'm glad
Or you
to
just
hear
need
you
different
admit
spring
that.
rates for your 500s.
What's that?
No, his 500s need.
No, they're module.
not be there.
They're modular, so they can upgrade them to like a proper 2-way with an external reservoir. So
Yeah,
luckily,
that's what I have.
it's only money.
Race car shit.
Yeah.
Those
Get
are
some
what I run with
dreadnoughts.
S13 and the S14 are the fortunes. But I've been saying you can also buy their Swiss. You can buy Swiss springs.
I have
and
Swiss
swap out.
springs.
He has Swifts.
But you can swap the stiffness of the springs.
Yeah, I did that.
You,
That's why I'm bouncing.
you went too stiff.
I
He,
opted-
actually, he even
Softer.
did. He did all the maths and the motion ratios and the
Yeah. So
Yeah, but Robbie's bad at math.
No,
He's the first to
I'm
tell you
fucking
that.
engineer. He's probably better at math than you and I combined.
I think the spring rates are right. I just don't have the right coilovers.
The shock can't handle the spring rate
Yes.
you have.
Yes. That is what happened. I did all the maths, but that assumes I have the proper shock. So now I get to spend a fuckload of money.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Have you looked at coilover prices?
It's not that bad.
They're pretty steep.
Do you want to share what you spent on your coilovers for the Omni? Because
Like $2,300.
that's the entry level price now.
Really?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Jesus fucking Christ.
500s are $1,800.
Yup.
What?
Yup.
That shit's out of control.
Yeah. No, a proper 2-way is like $5,000.
Luckily, your boys on the Fortunate Few program. What's up?
Just call up JRZ and be done with it.
All right, we'll do it.
Have $5,000. You just will pony up for some Penske's or
Just
some
use-
JRZs or some Motons or.
Or
Just use the podcast money.
The Fortunes are the same
Yeah,
price as
okay.
the MCSs.
I'd have a hard time buying Fortunes over MCSs at the same price.
They're the same price.
I'd have a hard time buying those Fortunes.
So I got some shopping to do and some people to talk to.
Some researching.
Yup.
Yeah.
So yeah, besides the fact that I was so unhappy with the way the car felt, like I can't remember. I think it was the fun race or the end of race 4 where I'm going through the last turn to go on the front straight, and I come back around right before it
Narrows up.
right before it gets to the grass, and like I hit like a bump and it's just like boom, like I literally just bounced across the track. I'm like, I'm gonna wreck this car.
Huh.
So
Again.
yeah, like I was just so unhappy
And
with.
West isn't even anywhere to be seen.
Other than that, though, like I dropped a wheel off and then ripped up my bumper a little bit because there was quite a bit of a drop on the. So like I was straddling the curb
Yeah.
and just like ripped the bumper apart. A little bit of body work there. Other than that, transmission actually got better as it got warmed up and the oil kind of got wherever, because like the transmission is supposed to take like 2.7 quarts and I put 3 in and like nothing, you're supposed to like go until it empty, like drips out. 3 quarts and it didn't drip out at all. I'm like, shit, man, this thing was dry.
You're thirsty.
Yep. But yeah, it got better once it got warmed up and got oil everywhere and like inside, obviously. And then it was really like my theory was that even if it grinds into third, I'm not going to be doing second to third very often. I'm going to be going fourth to third and then third to fourth. The theory being the auto blip will do its job and will sync up really well so that I won't have to rely on the synchros as much.
Hopefully.
That theory proved true.
Really?
Yes.
Well, look at
Nice.
that. Nannies to the rescue, Robbie.
Yep, it definitely helped. Obviously second to third was a lot harsher than fourth to third.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, no, that was cool. So yeah, I got a CDO9 to rebuild, and then we're gonna tear it apart and see how bad it is.
Yeah.
And then a CDO1 that I'll eventually need to rebuild. But so that's ready for the off
If you end up not wanting the CDO1, let me know.
No, I think my plan is to rebuild the CDO9 because even if because I mean I've done this already, so I can just that was one of the few gears I didn't do anything to. It was third and fourth because I replaced fifth and sixth. I mean, because you have to basically take it all apart, and third and fourth are the last ones. So I didn't take those out because you have to press and everything's pressed on.
Right.
So you have to pull it all apart. So basically, I have to completely disassemble it and replace whatever is wrong with third gear.
Right.
So my plan is to rebuild the CDO9 and then put that back in the car and then rebuild the CDO1, and then that'll just go in the back of the truck when I'm at events for when this happens again, and I can scumbag Eman into swapping transmissions at the truck.
Smart.
If you decide you want to buy a second CDO9, then I will buy your CDO1.
So what you're saying is I need a CDO9 because it's a 350Z and everyone has to have a CDO9?
That's what you seem to be like Friday and Saturday.
Isn't it better gearing?
No, the
Depends on what you want gear wise.
yeah,
The CDO9 has closer gear ratios,
it hardly made a difference.
Yeah.
and if you don't make over 700 horsepower, it doesn't matter either. So
He brings
CDO1
up,
it is.
brings up an excellent point. Yeah, so I have a list of things I want to do this winter now. Because I was Saturday night, I was kind of mopey again. I was like, man, the car feels like shit.
You're always mopey at racetracks.
No one's worse at
This
driving
is supposed
than
to
me.
be fun, Robbie.
Yeah, this has been lots of fun. But I talked I was just gonna hang out and then pack up and leave in the morning. Just forget it. I'm not gonna take the time to do the fun race, whatever. But the Bridgestones aren't gonna be legal next year, so I was like, well, let's use these up. Let's make some dramatic changes to the suspension. Let's at least give me some direction.
Right.
And I actually planned on not doing the race. I was just gonna wait until the race was over, and then wait till the time attack and HPD sessions opened up and everyone had left. And I was just gonna go out, do a few laps, make some changes, go out and fuck it, let's do the race.
Right.
Did the race, went as soft as the suspension would let me go. Basically walked away with a very good direction on what I want to do with the car, both from a suspension standpoint, some aero stuff I want to do. Obviously the bodywork needs to get done, and I have a huge list of other things I want to replace. So I have a laundry list of things after the race, I was like, okay, now I feel like I have some sort of direction. So I'm actually really happy I stuck around and tested, because I think if I hadn't done that, I'd still be wondering, well, what's the suspension really doing?
Right.
And then I would totally not had the right direction.
Good.
So
How's your weekend, E-Man?
My weekend,
sort
we've
of-
alluded to my...
Dumb shit did you do?
I had to pull the transmission out of my Z a few times because I destroyed a clutch drifting.
classic.
So that was rad. And then, of course, Wednesday night before leaving Ohio for Topeka, we're dropping the dog off one of the dogs off to get boarded. And my wife goes, this is probably the earliest you've been ready to go to a racetrack. She's driving me over to the shop to pick up Z.
That's rude.
Wow.
That is rude of her to say such bold things.
It's nice to be ready so early and have nothing go wrong.
Pulling out of the shop, all of a sudden I didn't have power steering, and it's because my tensioner pulley left stayed right. Luckily, the car's got an under train that caught it. Get the car home, fiddle around with it in the driveway, and get it all back together, and everything seems fine. And I was like, all right, well, it's 8:30 or 9 o'clock at this point. I can't go get spare parts, and we're leaving at 5 a.m. Where am I going to be at what time, picking things up on the way? I'm not sure what's near the track. That's why I reached out to Robbie. I was like, hey, man, if it's not too big an inconvenience, if there's something near you, would you mind looking to see if you can get me this? So he did that.
To which, of course, I say yes because
you're incapable of saying no.
I'm a good friend.
But he is capable of bitching about it, apparently.
Well, that's a tototally different statement.
Yeah, that's different. I
So
still did the right thing.
We drive all the way out there, get there Thursday night during apparently the windiest time of the year.
That's all the times of the year.
It's just normal.
Kansas.
That's just the way it is in Kansas.
It wasn't that windy last year. Like we were sleeping in the trailer.
Fuck it wasn't, dude. We just about blew away last year.
Storm. I remember.
Last year the porta potty got pushed across the.
Yeah, that was pretty rowdy. That was pretty rowdy. The porta potty moving just uphill.
Moved the entire all the way across hot pit.
Oh yeah.
In the camper, it wasn't so sketchy last year, but like in the trailer, it sounded like someone was jumping on the roof of our trailer. But yeah, Thursday night was real
Tommy
windy.
was there for a little while on Thursday night.
Oh, I peed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not Tommy. I don't believe you. You would not do something so rude and heinous.
That is true.
I did let Dobby pee on Dalton's trailer tire.
I mean, that's only fair.
Yeah.
Probably isn't the first time that trailer's been peed on. Definitely won't be the last.
I mean, that's his dad's trailer. It's Daddy's trailer. We know that.
Yep. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be really nice, wouldn't it?
Right. So that was Thursday night. Friday, apparently no one understands cool racetrack temperatures or taking it easy on out laps. The Lincoln spun in front of me on his out lap, and a BRZ spun in front of me the following session on his out lap. Both on fast 8, both right where Fettis is watching. So he accused me of doing it.
You pit maneuvered them. That's what happened.
Apparently.
I think you're ready for GLTC.
I just got to get in the middle where everyone's afraid to pass me. That's how it works for someone.
Whoa. Let's leave the innocent out here and the guilty.
Other than that, I mean, Friday was pretty calm. Drifting didn't start until Saturday. So Friday was pretty calm. Yeah, Friday was pretty calm. Saturday, your dad comes rolling in right as I'm going out on the track. So that was fun to see him. I did most of my sessions Saturday. And then started drifting and giving ride-alongs, which Robbie, he said he was mopey all weekend, but he had a good time.
I don't.
He had a good time.
Somebody had to give him.
I don't remember that. That's not how I remember it.
Somebody had to put him in a better mood.
You went for a ride. Dalton went for a ride, and before I was even done with the first lap, Dalton was like, "This is pretty good." He's like, "It makes sense." Adam went for a ride. Adam's dad went for a ride, and Adam's dad said he had more fun drifting than he did going around the track with Matt Williams.
I think that,
I'm really proud of you for getting him to actually get in the car.
I think that he was riding on the track was more anxiety inducing.
Yeah,
because my dad, I know he's been in the motorsports world his whole life, but he's never done fast turning things.
Right.
And I don't think that no. People who don't do that sort of stuff don't understand how fast even their normie cars can go through a corner. It's shockingly fast. And so then you hop in a car with Matt, who's going through a corner probably faster than he should, frankly, because he's playing with it. Because he's a talented enough driver that he can do that.
Yep.
And so he's giving, and I think that scared my dad a little bit.
If you've never done it and you're in a Honda Fits, you're like, this isn't fast. And then all of a sudden you're going 85 miles an hour through turn 1. You're like,
right,
fucking moving.
This is dumb. Yeah.
Oh, and it doesn't the skid pad drifting with cones is so less intimidating.
There's no real risk there. Like one of the times that I was with you, you came out wide on the last sweeper and just went right over the cone. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I spent the whole weekend if I was in my S13 instead of the Troop Z, I would have been practicing backies just because there's no risk. The Troop Z just doesn't have that, doesn't have what it needs to do to that. And so I was, purposely doing, third gear entries on that first entry towards the end of the weekend. And then like I took one of Matan Rosenberg's I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sorry, Matan. He asked if I would take his crew out for ride-alongs, as a thank you for them helping him out or whatever. And my last few runs of the weekend, there was a white S13 there that I became friends with and waved him in behind me. So we were tandeming, and I didn't tell my passenger. So I went in to initiate. And that first right-hander threw it in, and all of a sudden there's a white S13 stuck up to my door, and you can just hear blow off valve in the door, and he's just panicking, looking out the window.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
So I feel like if I had surprised your dad with a tandem, he may have been a little less thrilled.
Yeah, that might have been a little sketchier, but I think
that, or
the speed
the track we drive has walls.
I also think that to the uninitiated, drifting is such a strange thing.
Yeah.
Because you're doing something that you've spent your entire life trying to avoid.
That's exactly what Dusty said. Dusty went out and, as we're finishing up the run, he's like, I don't think my brain could comprehend to do this because, I've been so trained to not do this. He's like, right. I completely get why people do this. This is it's a riot, but I don't know if my brain would even let me.
Well, and I think it's a good driver training tool. Obviously,
sure.
Like the ASM guys go out there and do it because if you're going to control your car at that point, it's much easier to control it when you're at the limit because that's essentially driving past the limit of
past
your car.
The limit. Exactly. And that's what I tell everyone.
Control of
it. So Sunday, I ended up giving the keys of the car to Dalton and Matan. Dalton, his first run out, I took him for a few rides Sunday to, refresh his mind, kind of talk to him while I was driving, and then did one more run without me talking and let him kind of watch what I was doing. And his first run, he did pretty well. And then he got too confident and went downhill quickly.
I could go faster.
Yeah, exactly. Matan, on the other hand, picked it up really quickly. He first run, he spun it. And then the second two runs, he didn't spin it. And his problem was he was trying to grip too much and not letting the car get angle. So he was just hauling ass, but he had the idea down. But he was having a blast. It's fun, and I've never put anyone in a drift car that didn't get out of the car with a smile. I mean, even when I had a passenger in the car when I was when I got hit the other Street to Z earlier in the season. He climbed out the window because the door wouldn't open, and he's like, "That was awesome, thanks, man."
Did you get Jabay in it?
No, Jabay was too busy.
That sucks.
I really wanted to get him in the car. I really wanted to let him drive it.
I think he really probably wanted to. I just don't think that it works for him.
Yeah, depending on what goes on next season, I have a garage full of stupid cars. The Datsun will definitely be at an event next season. I was really pushing for it to be there this season, but just enough went on, and the harness bar didn't get replaced with the real roll bar. So I wasn't super comfortable with that, and the fuel cell I didn't end up getting swapped out yet. It's aluminum, and I'm going to a steel one, so just to pass, safety reasons. So. The Datsun didn't make it, but I mean, that car is driftable. I don't know how comfortable I'd be giving the keys to someone else just because of what it is.
Yep.
But, depending on the event, I'm happy to bring the S13 and the S14 with me. The Barracuda is caged. I really want to get to it. I really think that's going to be what I start trying to do time attack in because I'm stupid.
We support that here.
Yep, we're all in.
That's literally like the thing we do here.
I'm not gonna ever be competitive enough to win, so I'm just gonna drive what I want to drive. That's gonna put a smile on my face. And the Barracuda seems like it. The 3PZ will probably end up getting sold. So we'll see.
I'll give you pennies on the dollar for it.
Thanks.
They'll cut you a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
I am, almost any single driver that is at a Gridlife event, most of them at least, I trust in the skid pad environment to hand them the keys if they want to take the car for a try. And I'm 100% interested in giving anyone that wants to ride along a ride along. I gave Nick a ride along, Dusty, all Maton's crew, and anyone that wants to hop on the passenger seat, I'm happy to share motorsports with. It doesn't matter if it's drifting or Mid Ohio. I think almost every session in Mid Ohio, I had a passenger in the car, and I mean it's a fun time. And to what you were saying earlier about people not realizing how fast a car can go. I mean, by no means am I getting the full potential out of the 350Z. I may be getting the full potential out of the tires it has, but definitely not getting the full potential out of the car. And people still get out of the car and are just like, Jesus Christ, that car has so much grip. And I was like, it's on garbage tires. I mean, they're great tires for why I have them for, but not for this. And it's like, imagine if, I had as much tires that can actually fit under there and, a decent tire. But no, drifting's fun. You guys may rag on it, but
we just rag on you.
Yeah, I was just say it's not that we actually hate drifting. It's easier to shit on you.
Yeah, I know.
So
that's all you got on me.
Drifting,
that's all you got.
No, I got one thing. So you know how?
Hold on, let me finish this thought first because it's less important.
Okay.
So when you were out there, or when I was in the car in the passenger seat with you, and my dad and my 6-year-old were watching. And then we went over there and talked to him for a while. That was actually the first time my son's shown any interest whatsoever in getting in the passenger seat of a car in that situation. And I mean, I think we probably could have pushed it, and they probably would have let us do it.
I bet so.
But I
the guy just waving me on from his Jeep, letting me do hot laps, did not seem like he was worried about safety.
I kind of decided not to push it too much, but I think even my son was interested in taking a ride along. So
yeah,
you guys rag on safety so much for drifting. More than one person this weekend, when getting in the car for a ride along, asked if they needed to bring a helmet.
That's because everyone thinks drifting is a bunch of not safe people anyway. So like, who cares?
Apparently.
Do I need a helmet? I guess, yeah, probably.
I like how many people were in the passenger seat with Hans' devices on and strapped in.
Me,
yeah.
I was wearing your helmet.
Matan hooked his to the lap belt and everything.
Yeah. Mine was in.
Like including the lower section?
Yeah. Well, I just have the regular Hans. I mean,
he just has the one that
I was strapped in.
Matan had like a thing that went down the
He's
front.
He's got the next gen thing.
Yeah, he's got the full one.
Yeah, that's
like
different.
he had that like hooked up and like he was adjusting, like he was really strapping himself in there. I was like, it's not like that at all, man.
I kept trying to turn my head like, oh yeah.
No, I was strapped in like same way I was. I mean, granted the seat sits differently, but yeah, I was strapped in.
Yeah, why not?
Safety first.
At least. Anyway,
I was doing it in my Hey Dudes. I didn't even switch shoes.
Yeah, so you're wearing your Hey Dudes. I even let you borrow. I let you borrow my bridge motos, and you still were like, I was wearing these moccasins.
You know what you let me borrow? The Apex Pro that's still in my car.
Son of a bitch! Why do you always steal that from me?
Well, just buy your own.
As I got in the car to pull it in the trailer, I went, oh fuck!
I knew that too. I knew it.
I'll send you it.
What dirt do you have on him?
So you know how Eman's like, drift cars need to be low.
Oh yeah, yeah.
His was like his Z is like a monster truck compared to every other Z.
Fucking monster truck.
So
did you see how rough the skid pad was?
So I pulled in. He pulls his car off the trailer. I pull my car off the trailer, and then Dusty's in his street-driven 350Z, and he comes by. I'm like, E-Man has the tallest 350Z here by a country mile.
Yeah.
And we're in Kansas, so I can give you a good reference of what a country mile is.
Dusty raised his car at the track, first of all.
Yeah, he's a solid 2 inches higher than you.
Yeah. I went and got the tape measure.
Yeah?
My car,
It's
The
and at,
3PZ is the height I bought it at.
it is a full inch taller than my Z.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought it was more than that for sure.
I think just the way the
The
tires
3PZ
sit, it makes it look that way, but it's an inch taller.
The 3PZ is the height I bought it at from some guy that did SCCA time trials out by Joe King. I'm not even sure if the coils will spin down. I haven't even tried it.
No, they're probably seized because that's what coilovers do,
Yeah.
especially on street-driven cars.
Yep.
Super fun.
So, yeah, it's just, that car I have done maintenance to, but other than that,
Only
I haven't
barely.
modified it any.
Only barely, though.
I just haven't modified any because I don't want to form any kind of attachment to it because I should be selling it. And, depends on what my garage budget finishes at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I rather take the money out of that and put it into making the Barracuda just that much more silly. I'm trying to decide, I was talking to Dusty about it. I've always wanted a D-stroke and LS. I was like, buy a 6-liter, jam a 4.8 rotating assembly in it, and get a NASCAR takeoff like Jericho or something stupid. And
Hell yeah.
bang around gears.
I like where your head's
Hell
at.
yeah.
Yep.
Boom tubes.
Or piss off everybody and go turbo VQ in it.
I'd be fine with that too.
That'd be stupid.
That's what I want right there. I want Adam to go, that's stupid.
Why wouldn't you
But
put
then-
a D-stroked LS6 with a Jericho in it?
That is the
Because
better
VQ
option.
is cheaper
That's
and
dumb.
easier, and I have a whole
Gross.
bunch of them.
Now you're gonna sell me those for pennies on the dollar, so you can have your D-stroke LS.
He'll cut you a hell of a deal
I
on
will,
it, man.
I will.
I'll
even let you
think
deliver
about this as a race engineer situation.
I'll
right?
even let you
I'm
deliver them
only
to me.
maintaining one kind of engine across
No.
all my cars.
You're barely even doing that. That's why Robbie had to go get parts for you.
Yeah,
That's just a poor design.
he's not wrong.
How many drag
it was
race
funny,
passes
once I
did you
got-
do, man?
Yeah,
I did 5, and
Is that it?
my first one, I really thought I was going to get Dalton. I had Dalton to the half track, and then
You
he
really
went
did.
tearing past me.
So Dalton can't launch that car for shit
nope.
because
So I got off that run. I got off the line like a 0.110 maybe, and Dalton got like a 0.6.
yeah, none of you guys were very good at cutting lights. Not that I have a whole lot of room to talk, but man,
See, for the longest time, I thought you were supposed to go on, launch on the 3rd yellow. And
No,
then
second.
later you're like, no, you launch on the 2nd yellow. I was like, well, shit, I'm done racing, so that didn't help. But
well,
next time, I'll get it.
So in all reality, it really depends on a lot of things. It depends on how how quickly that car can translate to forward motion, and how deep staged you are. Because the farther into those beams you roll, the less amount of time it takes for your rollout to break that beam, to unbreak that beam. And technically you can do what's called deep staging, where you stage far enough forward that the top light bulb has dropped out. It's hella dangerous and all but guarantees a red light if you even kind of suck. And I definitely wouldn't do it on a foot brake car. But that is technically legal to stage far enough forward that the pre-stage light drops off. Also, none of the Gridlife drivers understood
No.
Christmas tree light etiquette. If you're the first person to roll up to this is like the unwritten rule of drag racing. Okay, this is proper etiquette for how to stage a car. If you're the first person to roll up to the lights and break a beam, you get your pre-stage light lit, and then you wait until the second car rolls forward and does the same thing before you roll into the stage beam and light both lights. And everybody else was like, "Oh, well, here I am, both lights on. Let's do this."
I had no idea.
That's not it. I'm just like, ah.
But no, I legit, I had Dalton to the half track, and there's video of it and everything, and I was just like, oh my god, if I beat the Corvette, I don't care what excuse he has, I will get these times tattooed on me immediately.
There's
I
no
will never let him
excuse
live this
valid
down.
enough for losing to the Z in a close ratioed sequential transmission car with another at least 100, if not 150 horsepower. That also weighs
that-
nearly 1,000
150 to
pounds
maybe
less.
200.
Yep.
Probably.
My car only weighs about 300 pounds more than his.
Oh, really? Because his weighs 2,600 basically on the nose without him in it.
Yeah, mine's a tick under 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
But his went, like half track. He went tearing past me like I was standing still and just spitting fire out from underneath that thing. It was sick.
So he was running. Look, what was it? Like a mid-11?
Yeah.
When he raced me, he ran a 12.5.
He got faster.
Was it mid-12s?
He got faster.
I don't know, but his mile per
11s.
So his mile per hour to the end of that track was basically the same mile per hour that my dad ran in the Tempest the first time around that we owned it, to run like low 10s, like 10-20s, 10 teens, somewhere in there. And he's running like high 11s, low 12s with it. So the car, like if he could get that car off the line, because like literally his 60-foot time is almost a full second longer than my dad's in the Tempest. So like if you could just get that car off the line and then mile per hour it the way it does already, that's a 10-second car.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense. It's, 450-ish horsepower, 2,600 pounds with a lot of tire under it.
It's 2,800 pounds of Dalton in it. 2,850
on a good day.
29, somewhere in there. Depends on how much safety gear he's wearing, right?
Right.
At least he's got FR pants on, though.
Yeah.
Safety first.
And Dusty got me by 2/10.
Yep.
He also knows how to launch a drag car, or not a drag car, but he knows how to launch a car.
A little better.
That's his realm.
Yeah.
So he got me pretty good off the line. I think his car and my car are basically the same speed. His is an HR, but mine's a little more modified. So that was a pretty good race. I'm trying to think what else I raced. I raced a fit, and the best I went was like a 14.2 though, or 14. Yeah, like a 14.20 or something like that. Drag races, it was fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do it. And then I found a $20 bill, and then I bet that $20 bill against against Dalton. He bet against Dana like an idiot. So then I had $40 in my hand. I was like, all right, I guess I got to go drag racing.
Yeah. So, the thing that so you didn't really want to, and you ended up doing like 5-6 passes. Dalton didn't want to. He ended up doing like 6 or 7 passes. Corey Ross, who was the guy that came and helped you crew at High Plains, he was at Heartland this weekend with his BMW, and I asked him before the drag racing started, I'm like, hey man, you gonna like see how fast it goes? Oh no, these BMWs, they're known for breaking axles, you can't launch these cars, blah blah blah, giving me every excuse in the book, right? He did like 9 passes or something stupid. And like
Dalton got serious enough, he took the spoiler off.
Yeah, Dalton went and pulled the 9 lives off, picked 5 mile an hour up in the back half of the track.
Crazy.
But I think the big thing that it was a lot of fun for you guys that night because you could practically hot lap it.
Yep.
And so that's enjoyable. But like if we were at a normal drag race, we'd have been there for 4 to 6 hours, and you'd have made, worst case scenario, you get 3 passes and you're done. Best case scenario, it's usually only 6 or 7 by the time eliminations are done.
If we had to wait in line, Dalton would have been out and I would have been out. He would have lost interest.
Right.
And
So,
but I mean, it was fun getting the hot lap. It was fun getting to see Swinson and
Smedgard. Yep.
Smedgard.
Yeah.
I can't believe how quickly he tuned that car.
Yeah, that
and
was
put
funny.
Spray on it.
So Smedgard and Swinson had been shit talking at somewhere at some point before this weekend.
Yep.
And the decision was made that they were going to race each other, but that Swinson was going to pull his detune off and run the car uncorked, and Smedgard was going to put the 100 shot that he ran at UMI, King of the Mountain, back on. And he forgot the laptop that had the nitrous tune on it. So between
Can you hear it? There goes Tommy.
Oh, jeez. That's funny. Between the end of race 4 and the award ceremony, which was only like 20 or 25 minutes.
Yep.
Andy pulled the car onto the dyno, made like 4 or 5 dyno pulls, retuned that car basically from scratch. I mean, I'm sure he had a rough idea where he needed it to be, so it's not like he's doing it completely from scratch. But retuned that car for the 100 shot of nitrous, pulled the thing back off the dyno, and then went and got his award for the weekend and the season.
Yep.
Before going on to lose against Swenson. It was a shockingly good race,
It was
though.
so close.
It was a super close race.
I was really hoping that Thorne in the BMW would fucking just walk away from some boomer in a muscle car, just because, you know.
He almost walked away from Dalton.
Yep.
I mean, in fairness, he's in his pro spec drift car. That
Right.
thing's boosted, Yodi swapped. That thing's rowdy.
Yeah. He just couldn't get it off the line any better than Dalton did.
Yeah.
I
think he mile an hour the same.
Right.
Wait, didn't he beat Dalton to the end of the track, but Dalton ran a better time?
yeah, something like that.
Probably because he left fast or sooner.
Yeah.
Got a
I'm pretty
better
sure
launch.
Dalton ran a faster time, but he crossed the line first.
Yeah, that was right.
Could be. I don't know. I didn't see it. I was delivering my wife and kids to the hotel at that time.
The best
You
part.
you made it back in time for the truck.
Yeah.
The truck versus
Yeah,
Miata.
there was a diesel, like somebody's
It's like a 3500.
Yeah, somebody's like high country tow rig, and I think their goal was to get into the 14s, and they ran like multiple 15.0 and changes,
Jeez.
and just like
Couldn't do it.
lap
Meters
after
in.
lap, just. I mean, they made 10 passes trying to get that truck down into the 14s, and they were racing against that weird little Miata that someone had made like a shooting brake out of with cardboard
They
and
were
duct tape.
hypermiling it from California.
Yeah. So
I'm upset we didn't do tow rig racing. We
Yeah, I
should've.
didn't even think about it. Well, I had no intention of doing it, and then Matt Thompson's had a few drinks, and at like 9:30, he's like, we should see what the Mustang can do, but I can't drive. Robbie, you should drive. Like I've never driven your car, and I've never drove race, so it's probably not the best idea. It's like, I'll pay for it. You go. And he's like, has me jump in the car and like go do it. And he's like, we'll get all that stuff taken care of. But by the time I get down there, they'd already closed the gate.
yeah,
So probably for the better.
yeah,
But my favorite part was teaching your son how to gamble.
yeah.
That was
that was
that was
funny.
enjoyable.
Yeah, so everybody's doing dollar bets on the races and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And Ryan was kind of asking Logan about it, and so I happened to have $2 in my back pocket, so I pulled one out and gave it to him and Ryan kind of explained to him what we were doing, and he he just kind of agreed with it, didn't really understand what he was agreeing to,
Yep.
and lost the first round. And so then I pulled out the second dollar, and I was like, all right, you got to win your money back now. Like, this is all Daddy's got, you know? So, like, figure your shit out. And
Daddy literally needed a new pair of New Balances.
I do really need a new pair of shoes.
That is true.
There's no doubt about it. But the Fitz pulled up, and it was Jake Abbott and I think it was Rory in the other lane.
Yep.
And they had raced like 2 or 3 times already that night, and every single time Jacob Abbott had red lit. And I was like, fuck it, I told Dalton, Logan. I told Logan, pick the red one or pick the white one, because the red one will probably lose.
Yep.
And that was the one time he didn't fucking red light, and he beat Rory to the other end. Like, God damn it. And like, still the next day, Logan was mad at me about making him pick the wrong car, because he'd have for sure picked the red one, because red's his favorite color.
Yep.
And that's what I should have done, was just like, we should have moved toward the starting line where we could see better.
Yeah.
And like, just let him pick his own thing, because he probably would have kicked everybody's ass.
He would have been right more often than not.
Because that's how things work, you know? So. Oh, well.
No. But it was a good weekend, all in all.
It was. I think
We
I
got home pretty
enjoyed,
late.
I think I enjoyed this weekend more than any other Gridlife I went to.
Me too.
I mean, PPIR, that's hardly fair. Lime Rock, I wasn't in that much better condition than I was at PPIR, frankly.
Yeah.
But like Midwest
Lime Rock was a good one.
Midwest Fest, I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. That was a really good weekend. But a lot of it definitely was that I had both of my kids there and stuff like that, and they seemed to handle the whole thing pretty well. And so like that was pretty special. But it's fun to have like the whole group of us there, like all of us together. We This is like pretty much the only time of year that we do that.
Yeah.
Dusty's kid wishes I wasn't there, but
Well, it's because you scare children.
apparently, because I made that kid cry too.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Classic Eman.
Rude.
Yeah. No, I for how awful things went on track for me, the off track stuff was probably the best I've had all year for sure.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So,
I really thoroughly enjoyed this.
Having everybody thrash and get that transmission done. I mean, I can't thank everybody enough. That was was super cool. So,
oh, we almost forgot to mention Robbie was recognized from his WRL fame with Booty and the Boys.
Yeah.
Some guy walked up while he's in the car and goes, "You're Robbie. You run WRL." And as the guy was walking away, he was like, "You should ask him about his podcast."
So my dad tells me that he gets to the gate and he was signing his life away and all that horse shit when you come in there, and he's wearing his 1010s podcast shirt that he had custom made that says Adam's dad on the back of it, right? And he's not even in the gate yet, and someone goes, "Oh, you're Adam's dad? You're the one with the race car?" I'm like, "Well, what do you expect, Dad? Like, seriously." You're wearing a shirt that advertises it, and then you're annoyed that someone recognized you? Like, come on, bro.
And he shows up with a golf cart and not the Tempest.
Yeah, well,
The
golf cart was a necessity. So
it wasn't even fast like Adam's.
that's true. Well, it had no. Passetto's golf cart has zero right being as fast as it is.
I know, you almost threw my wife.
I almost killed both our wives
Yeah.
on that.
you should. Well, at Saturday night when everyone was partying, I can't believe it didn't kill everybody. So fast.
That thing. So apparently, it's got a battery swap and maybe an engine swap. I don't know.
It's so fast.
Or a motor swap. Sorry, and. Like, it'll pull wheelies, and when you say that, you're like, oh, of course, you put enough people on the back of a golf cart, it'll pull wheelies. Like, no.
By itself,
from a standing start, you push the gas pedal, and it will lift the front wheels way off the ground. It drags the hitch
he leaves the trailer hitch on it as a wheelie bar.
Upside down.
Yes.
To keep it from going too high.
Jesus Christ.
And him and Dalton were whipping that thing through the paddock like 11:30 at night. And that thing's got to do over 40 miles an hour.
Sarah was pretty tired. We were in the trailer and we could hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got all these lights on it, so it just looks like a blur, like flying by. It's hilarious. So, and then we stole it to go watch the fun race on Sunday.
Yep.
And he had turned the speed way down, and so it was doing like less than walking speed.
Oh.
And so I had my foot just matted to the floor, and Eman's just spinning knobs trying to figure out how to make it go faster. And then he found the right one, and I just about threw both my wife and his wife and both of my children off the back of the golf cart because it went from 0 to 100 real fast.
Whoops.
And it was sad as it was like a quarter turn of the knob.
Yeah.
Like, it was just enough.
My son still last night asked me if we could go and get that golf cart and bring it home to play with it.
I get that.
He was way, way into going fast with that. Ever since I put that DeWalt battery in his Power Wheels and made it go faster, this kid has a need for speed that is completely unending.
Yeah, that's like
it cannot be quenched.
We knew this was the path.
Did we look at his dad? His dad doesn't have a need for speed. He's got a Dodge Omni.
This guy. Drifters, right?
Whatever.
Did we figure out if someone slept in the hammock underneath the open wedge trailer?
I have no idea. I never went down there and
I don't
looked.
think so.
Like,
it was awfully chilly.
But there was a hammock hanging from it. Like, they took the time to hang it there.
Yeah,
you can do it during the day though when it's nice out.
Yeah, it's a good place to review data.
Yeah, relax.
Watch your races
On your Apex Pro.
Yeah, there you go.
The Apex
Were we
Pro
going
that
to mention Xbox or no?
No, the Apex Pro that you stole from your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
As a drifter.
I didn't even ask. He just handed me it.
That's because that's nice.
It's literally his job.
Yeah.
He handed me it and was like, use this.
You should just buy
like,
one and
all
be
right.
done with this already. Then you wouldn't be stealing it from your friends.
I will buy one when I commit to driving more
I heard that last year too.
competitively.
It's true. It's true. And then he was all like, "Oh, they won't give me my engine back."
But if you're ready to commit,
For the longest time.
ApexTrackCoach.com. Use the code 10tenths. Get 10% off your Apex Pro and your window mount. A window mount that E-Man used and then never gave back.
I'm pretty sure he got me sick too.
ApexTrackCoach.com.
Dusty's kid got you sick.
No, because you were sick on your way there already.
You know who didn't get sick?
Do I sound sick right now? I'm not
Yes.
sick.
Yeah, because you got over it. Mr. stayed home from work on Monday because you were sick.
No, I stayed home from work Monday because I got home at 4:30 in the morning.
Right,
I had
and you
to
spent
blow-
the whole day telling us how you were sitting on your couch sick.
Sending us TikToks.
And YouTube videos about stuff we didn't care about. Fucking drifter stuff.
I don't remember what I sent. That's rude.
I didn't watch
But
it.
I don't remember.
yeah, I had a blowout on Sunday at 5
I don't need to
p.m.
hear about your
Yeah,
bathroom
dude,
stuff, man.
that's
This isn't that
there's certain
podcast.
things you just keep to yourself.
First of all, it is 100% that podcast. Don't even lie to me.
That's fair. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
It's hard to argue that.
Yep. You're good.
So
Yeah. This has been a long show when we said it was going to be a short show.
we knew that better than that.
Yeah, we did.
We
But
didn't
yeah,
talk about going to PRI or any of that.
that's
yet.
that's future stuff. But you know what's in the future for everybody else that listens to this show?
Should be.
A Petrobox showing up at their door.
It should be.
At mypetrobox.com,
Dang.
use the code TTP15 you get 15% off that first box. Or if you want to pick and choose some stuff, go to the shop and you get 50% off everything that's available in the store. Like this. Well, not this shirt, but normally it's a shirt that I'm wearing because like I almost always wear a Petrobox shirt.
Yeah, it's true.
But today I'm wearing a GLTC shirt. This is a weird day.
You got that one in your merch pack.
When
didn't.
you,
I bought a merch
when
patch.
you order your petrol box, be sure to, if there's anywhere where you can add notes or anything like that, be sure to put, "I want my box packed by Eman." Just put that in there.
Yeah.
Fair. Typically, that means you'll get a beer in it.
Or a piece of pizza that's been vacuum sealed, or whatever.
Yeah, that too. Or both.
How come I never get
Or
any of that
candy.
stuff? I don't get like any extra magnets
Because you
or
don't
candy.
Because you need to submit a picture of your car. Is that still a thing you can
Yeah.
do on the website somewhere?
Oh,
100%.
you guys just don't take.
Or
Oh, I have to submit. You don't just
No,
take pictures.
there's submitted pictures.
Oh, I didn't realize I had to
submitted pictures.
I think there's somewhere on the website there you can submit your picture of your car to be put on a magnet.
Oh, I thought you
You
just took
also
pictures.
have to, be a subscriber.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if you,
so
so
there
if
you
you
go.
want your car in a magnet, get your Petrobox, use the code TTP15, and then you submit your car, and you could have a car on a magnet. It'd be sweet.
Ryan's been on one. Dalton's been on one.
It's true.
Robbie hasn't.
Well, that's because Robbie doesn't know how to play the game.
I didn't realize I had to submit.
I've been on one.
Oh, yeah. See, anybody could get it.
Yeah, if E-Man got it, anybody. He's clearly.
I mean, in fairness,
That's
it was
how
the Datsun.
desperate they are. So get your box, submit your pictures.
In fairness, it was the Datsun. So
Okay.
it was a cool.
It's
car. It
allowable.
was-
Like
Well.
that Datsun on the wall?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
that one.
That one there.
That one
It's
there.
interesting.
Those wheels don't exist anymore, but
Yeah.
whatever. They were incredibly heavy. Imagine that.
I'm shocked.
15 by 10 inch steelies.
Weird.
All right. This has been a long show.
Yeah,
Let's wrap this up.
please,
And we'll catch everybody next week.
maybe.
Did we set a record?
No.